Yes! Yes, indeed. Where is he? There he is. It's Freddie Garcia. It's AJ DeLesio. And it's me.
Super Dave Simon.
Super Dave Simon. I'm here. It's UFC 283. We're watching the fights. Most of our parlays are busted already because we suck at picking winners for some reason.
No. We had a good 2022. So far, 2023 is not looking good right now.
2023 has been garbage.
Thank God it's only like how many days now, man? What's the date today?
My parlay's busted. AJ's parlay's busted.
Shogun.
From the prelims. AJ picked Shogun. Shogun just lost his last fight ever in the UFC.
Sucks.
That was not a good pick, AJ.
Yeah, it wasn't a great pick, AJ.
No,
he
but
was
he came
an
close.
underdog.
No, but he came close. He got an elbow in that hook. It looked like he could have done something, but something happened, and I think Freddie was right. I think like the heads clashed, cut him above the right, and I think after that it was the end of Shogun. But it kind of sucks because you got a guy who was 12-1 in Pride. He was 11. I think he's 11-11 in the UFC. All he needed was this win to retire, and you walk away with a win in the UFC. Like
he's still a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, man, he's a legend, man. He's a legend forever. It just sucks. Look, he's 41. I thought he was a little bit older, actually, Dave. But he's 41. There's a lot of wear and tear on him, man. Look, he didn't look in the best shape coming into this fight. But it's fucking Shogun, man.
I mean, that's what he's looked like recently. Like, I'm trying to remember. I think he got like a win against Paul Craig that he didn't really deserve, and then he lost to Paul Craig pretty badly.
True.
And from there, what happened? But you know, in recent years, unfortunately, Shogun, it's not the legend that we once known. But man, props to him, man. Great career. Love you, Shogun. Thanks for the memories.
Yeah, he's had an incredible career. And I think, you know, it makes sense to end it at this point. I've seen Shogun have some great moments. We saw him fight in Pride. He was a great young fighter there. He came over to the UFC. He had a lot of success.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him fight Chuck Liddell here in our hometown, right? He fought Chuck Liddell, UFC 97 at the Bell Center, knocked out Chuck Liddell. And then he fought Lyoto here at UFC 118, also at the Bell Center in Montreal here in our hometown.
I got his autograph when he was here, a pictured autograph from Shogun.
That's the one where he won the title, right?
Yes, he beat. So he lost to Machida at UFC 104 by decision, but everybody, it was a robbery. Shogun won. Like, it was ridiculous. And then he came back. They gave him an immediate rematch a few months later, and he beat Machida here in Montreal, knocked him out in the first round. Like, left the first fight, it was a close fight, but Shogun clearly won. They gave it to Machida somehow, and it went 5 rounds decision. Next fight, Shogun just knocked him out with the quickness, which was really impressive at the time because I think Machida was maybe undefeated.
At that point, I think so.
At that point? Yeah, he was 16-0. He was the world champion. He was 16-0. Like, it was the Machida era. He knocked out Rashad Evans. Remember when he knocked out Rashad and made him all wobbly? Like, Machida was the man at that point. And Shogun beat him by decision, even though he lost. But Shogun really, he handled Machida, and then he finished Machida, which was, it was crazy. When he knocked out Machida, it was like, what the hell? I can't believe he just beat Lyoto Machida and just smashed him.
But he was still dangerous. You're talking about Shogun Rua. When he came from Pride, man, everybody knows this guy. He was just...
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. And I had the opportunity, actually, Dave, when he was in Montreal. I spoke to Shogun Rua. He had no clue what I was saying. I had no clue what he was saying to me. We were just like back and forth. And the only thing I said to him was jiu-jitsu. And he's like, yeah, jiu-jitsu. I'm like, yeah, jiu-jitsu. Anyways, I ended up getting that signed autograph from him with the picture. And I gave that to Wally. So Wally in Ireland has the picture of Shogun.
Very nice of you.
Yeah,
I think that's the story of a lot of your interactions with people. They don't understand, dude, you don't understand, but hey,
Freddie,
there's something
and the craziest
happening.
part is that we were there like forever. Like people were like, what the hell is this guy saying? Like they thought I was talking Portuguese. I had no clue what the hell he was saying, what I was saying. We were like patting each other on the back. Is like, yeah, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian top team. Like, but I had no clue what he said. But a super nice guy. All to say in the end,
he was very nice.
Super nice guy, man.
Yeah, my story for Shogun was a little different. I was covering the fight. You know, I talked to Shogun and his team at the open workouts when Shogun was working out, which was a really cool experience because if you never got the chance to see an open workout or it was just a media workout, So what they would do is they would go into one of these big rooms in a hotel.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, where did it take place?
It was in a hotel, in the hotel downtown, the Marriott.
Oh, it was the Marriott Chateau Champlain.
Yes,
That's right. Yes.
So it was in there, and it was in the basement, and they had these kind of big rooms. I guess they were conference rooms of some sort.
That's right.
That they converted into, just mat space. So there was mats all over the room, and there were people there just kind of standing around. You could just kind of come in and out and see different guys would show up, and they would just hit pads.
Was it only journalists, or was it the public as well?
No. It was just for the media.
Wow. Was it packed in there at that point?
No.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Because I remember
it being me, maybe a few other guys, maybe 4 or 5 guys watching Shogun hit pads, and I was just standing there next to one of his training partners talking to him as Shogun was kicking the
heavy bag.
Not the heavy bag, but the big square pad.
Yeah.
The big square Muay Thai pad. And he was just whack, whack, whack. And I was like, God. And I'm standing as close as we are. That's Shogun hitting a pad in front of me, right?
Scary.
Just kicking it, And it was just the force that he was generating. And I go to the guy next to me, who's one of his partners. I'm like, you actually take that on your body, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's not fun, man. I'm like, yeah, I can imagine. God damn. Because I'm seeing Shogun just kick the shit out of this pad. I'm like, ugh, imagine getting hit by that. It would be terrible. And I'm talking to a guy who gets hit by that sometimes, and he's like, yeah. It's not so good when he gets you. So that was really cool, just seeing the power of Shogun. That guy was a beast. He was an absolute beast. And I also was at the fight when he lost to John Jones, and that was shocking too, because I just seen Shogun knock out Machida, and then in his very next fight, he gets just obliterated by this new guy, John Jones, who took over the division. But Shogun he had his time. He was a legend of the game.
Yep. And it's sad to see,
and those fights with Dan Henderson, right? Those were
crazy,
sick.
Man.
Those were insane. The Henderson fights.
But it's sad to see, Dave. When you look at it, it's like we're seeing a lot of the guys obviously leaving, I should say, from the UFC. Guys that we saw back in the 2000s, even the late 90s, man. And it's the time has come, and the game is over, and it's too bad, man. But it's amazing that he's still here today, man. We're in 2023, and we still got a chance to see Shogun Rua.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing too bad leading up to, his loss.
But he lost. But you could tell we love him. We were big Shogun fans. And for the old school MMA fans like us, just reminiscing about the Shogun and the Machida days, It brings me back to a simpler time before Conor McGregor, before Ronda Rousey, when things were different. When Chuck Liddell was fighting Shogun Rua, it was a different time. And we're kind of going back to that time tonight where we got Glover Teixeira, who's still at it, who's still going. He's in the main event. He's got John Hackleman in his corner, of course, Chuck's coach. It's just cool to see all that happening, and in Brazil too, which is kind of the birthplace of the UFC. I mean, I know that the UFC started in the United States, but Brazil is kind of the spiritual home.
Well,
Vale Tudo, exactly.
Man. That's where it all started, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? They were banging it out before the UFC, man, and it was insane. Till they brought it to the United States. I was talking to my nephew tonight, and I said, UFC 1, UFC 2, UFC 3. I mean, it was insane. And he was saying, oh, what about Kung Fu and all this? I said, well, that's it, man. Back in those times when it came from, the Gracies that brought it from Brazil, that were already fighting Vale Tudo back, in their hometown. I said, the first UFCs were all about whose style was the best. Was it the karate guys? Was it the taekwondo guys? Was it the judo guys? Was it the wrestlers? Was it this? Was it that? Street fighters, prison fighters, all this bullshit, of all fighters. And then here came Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Royce Gracie, man, or Royce,
there wasn't
came
much
in and won
one, first couple,
2,
though.
and I think he won 3.
What's that, Fred?
There wasn't many wrestlers in the first 1, 2, 3.
Yes, there was. There was wrestlers, man.
Once the wrestler Coleman and Don Fry and all that came in more around UFC 10, and that's when they started to hurt a little bit.
For sure, man. Don Fry is a legend, man. But just
Mark
to go
Kerr,
show you, But let's not forget, the early days was also like
old schools.
Dan the Beast Severn.
Oof, what up? Yeah, that guy was incredible.
Don't forget about Dan the Beast. Oh. Paul Craig in the octagon, Johnny Walker in the octagon. We're about to kick off this pay-per-view. It's UFC 283.
What was our picks on that? I think
I'm going with Paul Craig.
I took Johnny Walker, so I'm going to still stick to my original.
Freddie's got Paul Craig too.
Yeah, I took Johnny Walker on my parlay, so I'm not walking away from the Walker.
I'm trying to remember what's my parlay.
I don't know, but yours is the only one that's still active because I had Gregory Rodriguez in the prelims, and he got knocked unconscious in the first round by Bruno Ferreira.
Freddie has Glover, Moreno, and Craig. Dave already went down like myself. Rodriguez, Figueiredo, and Glover, and I had Shogun. I took Walker. I took Andrade, Burns, Moreno, and then I finished off with Hill. So you know what, man? It's going to get crazy. Man, Johnny Walker, look at this hairdo, man. He looks like he's from Dagestan with the beard. If he only could wrestle like someone from Dagestan, then I'd have a lot more confidence. But you know what the problem with Johnny Walker? Ever since he did that stupid superworm, like I had said in the early days of Johnny Walker, I'm like, this guy's going to be the future star of the UFC. He had it, man. Everything was working well till he did that celebration with the superworm, and he busted his shoulder, and he's never been the same. But he looks in great shape. You know, he needs a big win here. Craig is a beast, man. His submission, his jiu-jitsu is, like, incredible. Oh, they're holding him back. They're trying to hold Craig back. He wants to get into... Oh, here comes Walker. Walker's walking up.
AJ, you've been a big fan of Johnny Walker's. You're very excited about this guy.
I think I have his posters.
And you're going with Johnny Walker by knockout, right? Freddie and I going with Paul Craig, I think by submission. And Paul Craig, of course, has got some very, very good jiu-jitsu.
Damn right.
Fred, you don't have this in your... Does Fred have this in his parlay?
No, Fred doesn't have this. Fred, he does have. He has Craig.
Oh, he has Craig in his parlay.
Yeah, this is it's either a make or break for Freddie, man. He's the only one alive. The train is still on the track. Me and you, man, we derailed.
Here we go.
Who's the girl with the banner on her arm? Did you see that?
No.
Like she was like Miss Thailand or something. Here we go, Johnny. The fight is on. He's doing some capoeira style. He's got an awesome haircut. Oh, a nice kick by Craig. He went high. He touched Walker. Didn't do much, but let's see what happens here. Johnny Walker with a nice kick. Craig felt that, I can assure you.
We're in the first round here. We're trying to get our round timer here working. I think we got it working.
You got it?
Nope.
15? Round 15?
Round 15. Nope, that's not it. Trying to get our clock working. We're going to get our clock working here for the fight.
Johnny Walker going 15 rounds.
That's for old school boxing when they used to go 15 rounds.
The heavyweights, man.
We're in the first round here. About
there's not much going on.
A minute into the first round, Johnny Walker and Paul Craig.
That's right. There's only 2 kicks that have been thrown. Like, I mean, there's nothing. There's been no strikes, no nothing. Other than 2 kicks, they're just... Well, here comes the second one by Paul Craig. He's up by 1.
Leg kick there from Craig. Not much happening so far.
No, not much at all, man. Like, I understand they're trying to feel each other out, but they got to start.
It's light heavyweights, man. One punch could end the fight. These heavier guys, you know, middleweights, light heavyweights, heavyweights, a lot of power in these divisions.
Johnny looks like the bigger fighter.
Yeah, he seems a little taller. But they both have to be very careful, you know? They're both finishers. Walker standing up, Craig on the ground for sure. But Craig's stand-up has been improving. But you know he wants to take the fight to the ground, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's got to.
That's why, I mean, Johnny is like, he's being cautious, like he's not overcommitting at all. Here he
goes. That was a nice right hand from Walker. Drops Craig.
It's over.
Craig is just holding on to his leg. He's
but
done.
wait. Those were
done.
no, wait. Hold on a second.
No, those were fine.
I don't know, man. They touched the back of the head, man. He had some. There he goes with the super worm. Why are you doing that, Johnny? Why? That almost ended your career.
Johnny Walker knocks out Paul Craig in the first round.
Wow, that was crazy, man. I told you Johnny would do it, but
that didn't take long.
Didn't take long, but I didn't like the last 3 hits at the end. They were back fist to the back of Craig's head. Craig made a mistake by going for that single and holding on, but he got clocked, and he almost like was in. He was frozen on the leg. He literally was clutching that leg with like no activity. But then Johnny throwing some like hammer fists, like I said, to the back of the head. We'll have to look it over, but I'm not sure, man. Let's see what happens. Let's take a look at this, Dave. Johnny fakes.
Yeah, he throws a kick that Craig catches,
and
then Walker just throws big bombs. Right hands.
Yeah.
So look at
as Craig holds the leg.
He was already hurt.
Sorry, Fred. What are you saying?
Oh, bad. Two
like
bad
those
ones.
3 punches standing up. Craig was hurt already. Like he caught the leg, and then boom, 1, 2, and 3 there, and 4, he was like, even 5, more. Yeah, so he was even in
6,
trouble from there.
Look, he got 6 massive punches.
It shows you how powerful Johnny Walker is, that he can knock you out while on one leg.
One leg, man. That's insane.
Like, this guy just knocked Paul Craig out on one leg. Craig was holding on to his leg. Walker had to maintain balance. He threw punches with the right hand. The right hand hurt him, but he also followed up with a left hand. He's throwing punches right and left as he's hopping around on one leg, and Paul Craig is holding on to his leg. And Paul Craig's face is an absolute mess.
It's a mess.
And the fight lasted maybe 2 minutes.
That's crazy, man. And you're right, man.
That's power.
That is power. To be on one leg, to be able to throw that amount of like energy, to Craig's face was incredible. But that's the thing with Johnny Walker. So much talent, but he could be a hit or miss. But tonight, man, he destroyed Craig, and Craig is like no joke.
How old is Johnny Walker?
30-something. 36?
Real?
How old is he?
That old?
He's in his mid-30s. Dave, what's Johnny Walker's age? Let me just check.
Walker is...
I was going to say maybe he just needed to mature, man. He's been looking better recently.
30.
I think, Johnny Walker.
He's 30, that's it?
Yeah.
You see, maybe he just needed to mature, man. He came in pretty young still,
so there's still a lot of possibility for Johnny Walker. I mean, the way he performed tonight was incredible. I'm just still a little concerned with the last 2 punches that hit the back of the head.
Come on, man.
He was already out at that point. I agree with you, Fred. He was done. He took 6, 7 massive shots, both lefts and right on one leg, which was impressive. But the 2
Johnny
last
Walker's
shots,
just trying to finish the fight there. He's not trying to hit him in the back of the head.
He did. He got he didn't do it on purpose. But back
it
fist,
happens, man. He's not the first guy to do that.
No, I know, but still, man.
And it's not really back of the head; it's the side, man.
The last 2
if
were
anything,
right in
the ref.
Oh my God! See that shot, Dave? That was ridiculous.
Those are not in the back of the head.
No, the one right here, the last 2 there, you can see that.
Yeah, but the ref is jumping in at that point, anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't really.
He won. He won.
At that point, your opponent's head is moving and all, man. He's not really aiming for the back of the head. I don't think there's anything dirty there.
No, I think that was totally clean, AJ. I don't know what you're nitpicking about here. I think that was fine.
Listen, man, I
Come on,
took
get
Johnny
back
for
on
the win.
Johnny Walker bandwagon.
Yep, there you go. And with that,
props, man.
With that, all our parlays are now busted.
Yeah.
Yep, it's all over, man. The trifecta is done.
Our parlays were garbage.
Man, if
for
Shogun,
the pay-per-view. Sorry, guys.
Listen, if Shogun would have won, I would have been on I would have been celebrating right now, man.
Of course, it would have been nice for Shogun to win, but he did not win.
You see,
you picked him in your parlay.
I did.
He lost, so your parlay is busted. I picked Gregory Rodriguez in my parlay. He lost, so my parlay is busted. And Fred picked Paul Craig in his parlay. He lost, so his parlay is busted. And we all, I picked a favorite. Like, Gregory Rodriguez was supposed to win. He just didn't, He was looking good, too. Like, he was looking like he was controlling the fight, and then boom, that Ferreira, Hulk Ferreira just walloped him.
like you said on the show Thursday, physically, man, you look at Rodriguez and he looks like a stud. Like he looks like a monster. So, anyways, man, it happens.
And I don't want to sound like AJ here, but the fight was kind of going Rodriguez's way, right? Like, he was kind of in control. Like Ferreira looked like he was struggling to land those power punches, you know. Like, but then he landed one.
Wild stuff, but at the end it worked. Yeah. When he connected, he like hesitated for a moment on his punch, and then he threw it, and it was perfect. That one, once he connected, that was a perfect shot. But hey, it happens, man.
Yeah, it happens, and that's how parlays get busted, and that's why, you know, we're not getting rich betting on MMA, because sometimes we win and sometimes we lose.
Listen, watch all the rest of my parlay come out and Shogun, because to be honest, Dave, I'm gonna blame you for Thursday.
You can blame me.
I am, because when I said Shogun Rua on Thursday, you were like, you're not gonna go with like old school, and I'm like, do I? Okay, put it. I shouldn't have done it.
Okay.
I don't really remember
Dave,
that.
Yeah, Dave influenced me, man. Say no to drugs.
Say yes to drugs.
I don't think that's my fault. I don't think I'm
just saying, Dave, look at Thursday's tape.
Well,
man.
The rest of my picks go like this: Jessica Andrade over Lauren Murphy here in the next fight. Gilbert Burns over Magny in the fight after that. I got Davison Figueiredo over Brandon Moreno and Glover Teixeira over Jamal Hill in the main event. AJ, I think you took Jamal Hill in the main event.
I took Jamal Hill.
And you took Brandon Moreno, too?
I took Moreno. I took Andrade.
And I think Fred took Moreno, too. I think I'm by myself here on the...
Freddie took Moreno.
Yeah, I might regret that one, but that's a tight fight. Like, that one... I mean, these guys could fight 10 times, and it'd probably be like 5-5, 6-4.
Yeah, you're right, man. Depends on how this fight... actualizes. I mean, if it's like one-sided, then that'll wrap it up there. But I think it's still going to be tight.
But it's never been really one-sided.
No, it hasn't, and that's the thing. And I agree with you, Fred. If they go 10, man, it'll be most probably like close to
I think
even.
Moreno's win is probably the most not dominant, but the most he won that fight. Figueiredo, I feel it was a tight fight. When he won against Moreno, that was like, I don't know, maybe Moreno had won that one. But the Moreno fight, I feel he had pretty much dominated that fight, the second one.
You're right. Damn.
Yeah, but this one's in Brazil, and I don't know. Yeah. I think it's going to be close, and I think Figueiredo's going to take it. We'll see.
Fucking Jose Aldo, you guys read some stories of Jose Aldo recently?
No, what happened?
Bolsonaro there, the former president, was living at Jose Aldo's house in Miami. And Jose Aldo's wife, I'm not sure what she does, but she's like a big businesswoman. She makes a lot of money, man. They're not poor, man. They're really, really, supposedly really, really rich. And I think she was involved in some type of scandal or something. But anyways, he's been in the news in recent weeks because of
his affiliation.
Because he doesn't fight no more. Yeah. Yeah, that guy there, Jair Bolsonaro. What's his name there?
Bolsonaro.
Yeah, he was living at Jose Aldo's Miami mansion when he was in the U.S.
Well, I mean, there's still a lot of shit going on in Brazil with that. A lot of people are trying to
I know Jose Aldo's a star, but I wouldn't expect a president of a country to be living at Jose Aldo's house. I know Jose Aldo's a star, but I didn't expect an MMA fighter from Brazil to be that respected, if anything. Or, anyways, still interesting.
Hey man, these guys are the superstars over there. If it's not soccer, it's like the MMA world, man.
Yeah. I
saw a picture of Ronaldo with Francis Ngannou just yesterday. Did you see that one? I mean, look, even Ronaldo's a big fan of Ngannou. We'll see Ngannou back, like I said on Thursday. At some point, we will see him back.
It'd be good if he came back to the UFC and had some fights, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon.
No, actually, I think it was yesterday or early this morning, Tyson Fury called him out. He said, listen, man, you want to fight? Let's fight. Let's go, man. Let's do it. Listen, Tyson Fury is pushing the envelope.
Come back to the UFC.
Listen, man, the fight, that's what Ngannou wanted. Ngannou wanted to be the heavyweight champion in boxing. That was his dream. That was his goal. And that's what he always wanted to do. Right now, he has that opportunity. Tyson Fury called him out. You know what? Make that. That's going to happen. I'm almost positive that will happen. There won't be a bigger fight in boxing than that right now in the heavyweight division. Ngannou, no matter how much of a beast he is, I still don't give him a chance against Tyson Fury. Let's be honest.
Who cares? If he can cash in, it makes sense to leave the UFC.
Absolutely. He's going to cash in just like Conor did, and Ngannou's going to come back in a couple of years, and whatever happens, happens. But this guy came from the streets, came from Africa to the streets of Paris, living in the streets with nothing in his pocket, and here he is now. I think his net worth is around $5-6 million. If he has this boxing match, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen, his net worth, man, is going to double up, triple up for sure. I'm sure it'll triple up, if not even more than that.
And you won't have to share it with Dana like Conor.
Nope, it's going right in his pocket, man. Like Conor McGregor, man, his first fight in the UFC was around $5,000. And look at him today at 20.
Only thing, though, I know Tyson Fury's a big star. McGregor and Mayweather were both stars. So,
True.
They were both drawing people. I know Fury's a star. Is Ngannou really going to draw that much?
I think so.
Still, man,
I think so, Freddie.
If he could make that happen, go for it, man.
I think he'll be able to draw. I mean, he'll be able to draw more than any other boxer right now in the heavyweight division, just because of who he is.
He's hot. He's got a big name.
Exactly. So now is the time to make it. You can't wait a year or two. You have to make it now because he's all over the press, man.
What did they just announce for Aldo? Is he going
UFC
to the
Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, he deserves it, man. Bolsonaro's going to be there. But the thing is, Freddie, like I was trying to say, man, if you look at Conor McGregor when he first started, man, $5,000 to come into the UFC to fight, and the guy in 2023 is closer to $1 billion. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the sport does give you opportunity, but also, when you make a name in the sport of the UFC, you can walk away and get into boxing where there's massive amount of money, and you'll do what Conor did, and Ngannou has that opportunity. He'll fight there. He might go into the PFL, and then eventually he'll come back into the UFC. That'll happen. His dream was to get into boxing, and he can do it now.
I mean, we'll see.
And imagine if he does knock out Tyson Fury. What the fuck? That would be insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you get the fight, you never know what could happen in that fight. I mean, I think Tyson Fury would win. I would pick Tyson Fury to win, but sometimes I pick people to win and they do not win. So what the hell do I know, right? I don't know. You never know. Francis hits hard.
He does.
It's not really whether he can win or not to me. It's whether he can get the fight. And if he can get the fight, I think they can build it properly. UFC linear heavyweight champion versus boxing's linear heavyweight champion. You sell a lot of pay-per-views that way. I'd buy it. You'd buy it. We'd all be watching. So I think, if Francis can get that fight, leaving the UFC makes a ton of sense. If Francis wants to go to the PFL, how much is the PFL really going to pay him?
Yeah, exactly.
On a base, okay, you can win the $1 million in the tournament, and maybe it's some easy money because you're fighting easy guys. But there's way more than $1 million at stake for him in the UFC. So you got to wonder what the baseline pay for the PFL is going to be for Francis Ngannou, because they're going to have to pay him to fight in the PFL. Per fight, he should be making well over $1 million to make the tournament for $1 million, kind of like an afterthought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you got a good
he should
point.
be making at least and he would have made, according to the UFC, $8 million or something, $8 to $10 million, at least in his next fight. Which I don't know if the PFL is going to offer him. If they're giving you $1 million to win the whole tournament, are they going to give you $10 million to have your opening round fight in the tournament?
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
You make a good point, Dave. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, there's no way he's going to go to PFL. You're absolutely right. They won't be able to pay him that amount to come in as show. What's going to happen is, I really believe maybe there was some negotiations between him and Dana, all this bullshit about him trying to bring in to his contract agreement stuff that cannot be actualized. So maybe this was a way for him to step away and, you know what, build up his name. And if he could win in boxing, okay, and beats Tyson Fury, that means he can have a rematch. So that'll give enough time for Ngannou to be out of the octagon for maybe up to 2 years. But if he loses, we'll see Ngannou back in the UFC next year, 2024. We could see him walking back. It won't tarnish his image. but he's coming back. That'll build back the UFC. There's no doubt about it. Whoever's heavyweight.
I think you're right, in the sense that I think he might come back.
Yeah.
I think he could definitely find his way back in the UFC, because right now I think he's just, he was negotiating with the UFC, but I think he wanted to test free agency the whole way through. I think he was trying to, see what the UFC was offering, and then, I don't think he really wanted to fight in the UFC. Before the UFC and Francis had kind of finalized their dealings, Francis was already in a boxing ring with Tyson Fury kind of promoting a fight, right? Like, we saw them together, and negotiations with the UFC were supposedly still going on. So I think Francis has always wanted to leave the UFC because he wants to pursue other opportunities. And I think that as an athlete, as a businessman, as a human being, he should be given that right. And I think, he should go and pursue those opportunities. But, once he makes the money, once he does whatever he needs to do, I could see him finding his way back into the UFC. I think he's maybe unhappy with a lot of things in the UFC and the way the UFC works. But given some time and given some, just given some other adventures as Francis Ngannou, because right now he is the UFC heavyweight champion. He's a bad man. He's one of the scariest dudes on the planet. He's very famous. He's got some money in the bank. He can kind of weigh his options, and I think that's what he's doing. He's weighing his options, and we'll see if he can get that Tyson Fury fight. Maybe we never see him in the UFC again because they'll have $100 million in the bank. But if he doesn't get the Tyson Fury fight, maybe he does something else and something here and something there. And in a year or two, we see him back in the UFC for some big money. And, When
we talked about it in the past, I said the only thing I think that makes sense for him is that Tyson Fury fight. Because Bellator and all that doesn't make much sense exactly. Like, if it's to go fight Tyson Fury, go there, take a year off. Like, take 6 months to prepare, then you fight Fury, take another 6 months off before you come back to the UFC, make a shitload of money. That all makes sense. But I hope he doesn't sign. I don't want him to end up like in Bellator or PFL.
You know what? Even Bellator wouldn't be able to
really
afford
interesting.
him. Listen,
and I don't
Bellator
think
wouldn't be able to afford him at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Financially, it came. I mean, Viacom has a lot of money. If they want to throw money at him, they're able. But I don't think financially it makes much sense either.
From what I heard, they were on the
Fred. I don't know if you're aware, but in 2 weeks' time, on February the 4th, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, Bellator has a big heavyweight main event, and Francis Ngannou would be great for the winner because it will be Bellator 290, Ryan Bader versus...
Come on, man.
Can you guess? Do you know?
Want to kill Fedor?
Fedor Emelianenko.
You want Fedor to die in the ring?
The death of
Remember
Fedor.
what Dan Anderson did to Fedor? Remember what other people did to Fedor?
Super chat.
Oh man! Remember what? Wasn't that Maldonado fight that would look like fixed because he was just killing Fedor? Imagine if that's Ngannou, just.
Yo, are we doing a watch-along for Fedor's last stand, though?
Let's do it, man.
Fedor's last fight? Come on,
Listen, man, that's the legend.
Oh,
that's
he's
the
gonna
legend.
win, too. He's going to win, too. Fedor!
Listen, that's the legend of all legends, man. That's pride.
Man.
That's everything.
Yeah.
That's, you can't get any better than Fedor.
No, there's no more legendary than Fedor. Fedor's the man.
No, but we saw Shogun Rua, this is the end. Fedor was there in the pride days.
I saw Fedor fight.
Man, you're so lucky.
I saw him fight.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I saw Fedor, okay? That guy was the man. Fedor.
Even his brother, man. His brother was a beast.
I gotta address the chat. I gotta give shout-outs here.
Shout out!
Tony Mack, member of the team. Shout out to Tony Mack out in London, England. I gave him some bets. He asked me for some bets on Twitter. He sent me a DM. I responded. They haven't actually taken place yet, the fights that I gave him, so I think maybe one of them did. I'm sorry, Tony. My bets have sucked tonight. Doug Hepburn, member of the team as well. He says, hey, boys, tough break. Let me help you. Bengals +6.5 and the 49ers -4.
Oh, I like that.
Those are his football picks. I don't know anything about football, so I'm going to go with Doug. I probably won't bet football because I really don't know anything, but hey,
our members
maybe I'll
might.
win.
I know Johnny probably will.
Lior, also a member of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. He says, good evening, gents. Dave, what do you think of the Bloodline acknowledgement ceremony being replaced with a trial for Sami Zayn on Monday? Is The Rock still showing up at the Rumble? I think The Rock is showing up at the Rumble. I think The Rock will win the Royal Rumble.
No, that's going to be Logan Paul, dude. You know that, and I know that.
The Rock. I think he's going to layeth the smacketh down. And I think the Bloodline acknowledgement ceremony being replaced is just a creative change because they wanted to do something to further the Sami Zayn storyline. I don't think it has anything to do with The Rock. I don't think The Rock was going to show up in any capacity on Monday night because they're going to save him for the Rumble. So I think in order to not tease it, and I think, you know, a video promo from The Rock would have been okay, but the pop at the Rumble wouldn't have been the same. And I think if The Rock just shows up at number 28 in the Royal Rumble, the place is going to go nuts.
So does he have a chance?
Well, I think if he's in it, he's winning it.
You think so?
And then he takes on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and he loses to the Tribal Chief because that's the way wrestling should work. Doug Hepburn dropped in the Super Chat. Doug is now the Super Chat leader of the night. Thanks, Doug. He says, Habs 3, Leafs 2. Go, Habs, go. Is that a final? Is that a final score? I'm guessing that's a final score at this time of night, right?
They beat the Leafs, man?
Wow, Canadians win tonight. Good for them.
It's hockey season?
They got to keep losing, man. They got to get Bedard.
Well, I assume it's hockey season because there's snow outside, Fred. That's how I know.
Yeah.
If there's snow, if it's like January, I assume they're probably playing hockey. So shout out to all the members. Join.ringsidereport.net if you have not become a member, and subscribe.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something.
Subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all the things. We appreciate it.
Next time I get Habs tickets, I'm taking you and Freddie, man. Come on, man. It'd be fun.
Okay.
Hey, you don't want to go see the game?
I think they'd be wasted on us.
Why, man? It'd be fun.
He'll be more happy than me. Yeah.
Les Canadiens sont pas là.
I am not interested in going to a hockey game. I've been to hockey games. It's all right. I don't hate it, you know? Like, it's kind of a fun thing to do, but I don't need to.
I was at the hockey game when Saku Koivu came back from his cancer. That was
that's a long time ago, man.
I know, and that's pretty much the last time I paid attention to hockey, so tells you how much I know these days.
We've got Jessica Andrade and Lauren Murphy.
And they're up.
And they're about to fight here, round 1. We're still trying to fix our clock. I don't know if we'll get it done for tonight. Technical issues sometimes. You know. It happens.
The clock got clocked, man.
You know. Sometimes upgrades, updates.
We're moving on up, but we still got a couple of bumps.
Well, you know, bumps in the road. Jessica Andrade with a couple of leg kicks here on Lauren Murphy. I think we're all going with Andrade. She's a pretty heavy favorite going into this fight, minus 500.
Listen,
Murphy plus 380. So.
Yeah, look, Murphy's dangerous too, man, but
yeah,
Andrade should be able to take this. Man, Lauren is so boxy, when she fights. I mean, come on, Andrade. Take her to the ground. Let's go. Wow. Nice combinations by Andrade, man. Pushed her into the octagon. Andrade just throwing some nice kicks. Missed one right now, but whoa, she did a jump kick, man. Anderson, sorry, I was going to say Anderson Silva. Like a Steven Seagal special, man.
I think it's more appropriate to say Anderson Silva.
Yeah, but you know what? Anderson Silva gives credit to Steven Seagal. So if Anderson says that, I'm going with that.
I think that was a joke.
No. Don't.
Or maybe an attempt to get into the movie business by being nice.
Dude, he looked like he really meant it. He's like the master. He was calling Steven Seagal his master.
I think Anderson Silva saw the movie Exit Wounds and decided, hey, I could be DMX in this movie here with Steven Seagal. I'm a real fighter.
Yeah, but could he run like Steven Seagal? I don't think so.
He definitely saw the movie Exit Wounds because the song that DMX did for that movie was Anderson Silva's walkout song. Yeah, exactly. Fred knows.
Hey, you remember this? Dave.
So if you have to pick a celebrity to be like in your corner, who are you picking? I don't know.
I'm going to go with, okay, Dave, you go first.
Why do I have to go first?
Because, man. You're the boss of the show, man. You go first.
If I had a celebrity to be
who's like your number one actor or singer?
You want me to go?
You want Kanye in your corner, Dave?
No, he's not
gonna help.
He's gonna start talking religion with Dave.
It's not
and
about
Dave's
helping you, man. It's about getting like eyeballs. You
Oh,
know, like when Drake is there or whatever, you know, like, which it's not about like, yeah, you could give Kanye some props and say, yeah, Kanye showed me how to heel hook somebody, you know, like, just say that at the end.
Landed some good punches there. Murphy's getting busted up.
Oh,
Murphy's going for takedowns, and they're not.
What
there's
the
one.
hell, man? That was a mistake by Andrade. She kind of wanted to take guard, and she slipped.
She got right back to her feet. I don't know. One celebrity in my corner.
Come on, Dave.
Kanye would be fun to have in your corner.
But if you have one choice,
how about Mark Zuckerberg? He's doing jiu-jitsu now. That guy's an expert.
That's pretty good, man.
Mark Zuckerberg, all right? He seems pretty smart. He knows how to do computers, and he knows jiu-jitsu. So I'd have Zuck. I'd have the Zuck in my corner.
He knows triangles, and he knows how to, like...
looks better than a Zuckerberg party, though.
A Kanye party is definitely more fun than a Zuckerberg party.
There's going to be more cocaine at that party, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going
by...
Zuckerberg
has money to bring Kanye to his party.
If I'm going by who I want in my corner, like for a party, I think I would either go with Willie Nelson or Snoop Dogg, I think.
Damn.
You know? I think Snoop Dogg in your corner would actually be pretty dope, right? Like, Snoop's
Willie
in your
Nelson's
corner.
Pretty good, also.
Willie Nelson would be pretty good, but he's kind of old at this point. I don't know what kind of stuff he'd be saying.
Hey, Dave.
But Snoop at this point,
just take him down.
Snoop would be pretty good. He's a big name. He's a big celebrity, and the after party would be right up my alley. I think it would be.
That'd be a lot of weed at that party. That's for sure.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And Tyson would show up for sure. You know that.
Well,
I'm not paying much attention, but I think Andrade is doing pretty good.
Yeah, she's doing really
leading
good.
this fight.
Oh, another big right hand from
Round
Andrade.
one is all Andrade, man.
Yeah, she's beating the hell out of Murphy.
She's pushing the pace, man. She's just coming in. She's just overwhelming Murphy, and I'm surprised it's going to like the end of the first round. I don't see this going to 3 rounds.
I want to know.
Oh, she got a good punch by Andrade. I thought it was over.
I want to know AJ's answer for celebrity in your corner because AJ doesn't know many celebrities, so I'd be interested
What are you
to know.
talking about? I went for lunch with Harvey Keitel, man.
I know, but you can't name many people. Oh, man, Andrade is putting it on Lauren Murphy right now.
Man, I almost killed Robert De Niro once. What are you talking about? I know celebrities.
So who would you have in your corner, AJ? Vanilla Ice?
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting.
You always say that.
I know, but it's not. I was waiting.
Marshmallow?
I said Dave is going to say Vanilla Ice because he thinks I'm going to want Vanilla Ice in my corner. You know who I want in my corner?
Rihanna.
You're not going to believe this. I was thinking about it, actually. It's funny that you brought this up. I was thinking about this like way back. If I can have somebody who could like make me laugh and motivate me in the corner, he doesn't need to know jiu-jitsu or boxing, but just tell me like some funny shit, man. The Weasel himself, man. Pauly Shore. I like to have Pauly Shore in my corner, man.
AJ so old.
That is a weird answer.
What?
I like my answers better.
I think Pauly Shore is like, he's awesome, man. He withstands the test of time, man. This guy should have been dead like a half a dozen times, but he keeps popping back.
Does he? Because I haven't seen or heard about Pauly Shore.
Hey, listen, he's on our Instagram, man. He actually put I think he put a like on one of our things. Pauly Shore, man.
That's where he is today. He's at the bottom of the barrel liking Ringside Report posts on Instagram.
Ringside, Pauly. I mentioned you. The Weasel.
Encino Man.
That was a great movie, man.
That's what I think when you say Pauly Shore.
It's the best, man. That was a great movie.
I don't think I've ever seen a Pauly Shore movie. Round 2 here between Murphy and Andrade just getting started. Andrade put a beating on Murphy. Definitely won the first round.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come to an end of the second here. She's just getting like
Murphy's
that right.
Murphy's tough.
She's tough, dude. But how many like blows can you take?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Andrade looks like so fresh. It's just like look at her.
Her striking has been very crisp. Like her movement and finding the openings,
like she doesn't even have a cut. Like Murphy is like all beaten up. She's like
wearing
the red mask.
Murphy can't land anything. Andrade's head movement is ridiculous.
What was the odds on this fight? Wasn't this where Andrade was a huge favorite?
Yeah, minus 500.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much expected.
Yeah. But she is just looking tremendously sharp here in this fight.
And what weight is this?
125.
My God,
wow.
She's just like opened up.
Andrade is just landing.
Murphy is going for a desperation, man.
Here. Murphy is all busted up. Andrade is just completely outboxing her. It's really impressive to see. Everything Murphy is throwing, it's like Andrade is seeing in slow motion. I mean, you see how she's...
It's like the Matrix,
You see how she's moving her head away from every shot? Like, nothing can land here for Murphy.
And Murphy tried to do, like... She tried to do a double to take her down, and she's trying again. She has, like... I mean, Andrade doesn't even have to do anything. She just kind of steps back and pushes her away. I mean, she's done, Murphy. She has no gas left in her tank. You can see it. Here it comes, Dave. I'm telling you, it's going to be over. There's still 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Man, this is long. Whoa, a back fist from Andrade that got Murphy, and then, man, she's just slipping by all the punches of Murphy, and she's just taking like 6, 7 punches in a row and just backing up. Murphy trying to go for the double, and it's going nowhere. She's trying to turn it into like a dogfight here, but it's not going to help her.
But even that, when they're in clinch and all that, she's getting her shots in. Like, Andrade striking is very
yeah, she's
very
there,
nice
man. But I'm surprised Murphy's still like standing up, honestly, Freddie. Because she took some good shots and some uppercuts there. Oh, one just sailed by her right now. That could have been like Le Bon Nuit.
That was a big uppercut that Andrade threw that hit air, but
yeah,
would have. I think it would have shot Lauren Murphy's head up into the rafters.
Whoa. Oh, Murphy trying to do the Anderson Silva, the Steven Seagal kick, but it didn't go anywhere.
Beefed up. Look at her arms. How fucking the definition of her bicep and all. Like, it's nice, man. She's in shape.
Andrade is crazy jacked. She's a beast.
And she's
former champion. Like,
oh, my God.
She's another level.
Yeah.
And she looks better here than
ever.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this is like scary. I've never seen her looking this good. She's always looked good. 6th. But tonight, man, holy smokes.
What has she done recently?
She beat Cynthia. She beat Amanda Lemos in her last fight. Cynthia Calvillo before that. Both in the first round.
Oh, here we go. Andrade is they're on the canvas. Andrade has like, she's probably gonna try to go for a guillotine here. We'll see.
Andrade is the former champion at 115 pounds. This is at 125. She fought for the 125 title against Valentina 2 years ago, and Valentina stopped her in the second round. That's how good Valentina is. But Andrade is only 31 years old. You know, she's like just entering the prime of her MMA career.
Like, this performance might be earning her another title shot pretty soon. Like, I don't know who else is there at 125.
I know they just announced Valentina against somebody, right? Valentina has her next fight announced. Alexa Grasso at UFC 285.
Oh, boy, she just ate like 6, 7 punches right there to end it.
Whoa.
What happened?
Oh, I know what just happened.
And I'm going to tell you, man, I'm surprised she survived the second round. Holy smokes.
Lauren Murphy looks beat up.
And Andrade looks like completely fresh. There's no cuts on her face. She hasn't lost a beat. In fact, she got even better in the second round. But I give kudos to Murphy, man, to survive. But look at her face, man. Dave, take a look at that face.
Yeah, Murphy's busted up.
What the hell, man?
But she's tough, you know. She's surviving, but she's definitely lost the first 2 rounds.
She's Irish tough, man. Look at this, man. 2 ice packs on each side of her face.
Yeah.
That is not a good sign. The blood.
Wow, the blood is just pouring out of her. They can't get it to stop. Nah. She is really beat up.
And and the round hasn't started yet. She's still on her bench, being attended by her coaches, and she just looks. She looks like, man, Halloween 3, man.
What can she do at this point?
She can't do anything, dude. She can't even like throw punches. Andrade is just like weaving out of them, man.
Like,
she's slipping.
She's sent her out there.
Oh my goodness.
Do you need to send
part
her
of me
out there?
says to myself, maybe she should go out for the third round. But I mean, look, she's still. I mean, she's conscious. She's like, it's not as if she looks.
No, but she's taken some serious damage here, and she's, well behind in this fight, and it doesn't seem like she's got much.
No, she almost looks.
She's had very little success on offense. She's landed nothing.
She looks concerned. There's no doubt about it. Like,
I mean, she's
Murphy
hurt.
looks concerned, man. I don't want to say scared.
She's got a huge bump on her forehead.
Jesus, man.
That's brain damage.
Oh, man. She keeps trying to go for those takedowns, and it does not work. She's trying to play dirty here, man, but it's not helping you.
Well, Murphy's got to go for some. I think, she's got to keep going for the takedowns. She's got to hope to land one and pull off a submission on the ground, because you're not going to stop her on the ground, but if you can maybe, snatch an arm, you could finish this fight, because Murphy's down. She needs a finish. The knockout doesn't seem like it's happening because she's getting outboxed by a wide margin. So she's got to go for those takedowns. And she's trying to set it up with punches, but every time she shoots in, it's just from a distance and it's telegraphed, and Andrade just stops it easily. That's why I'm saying, like, this fight is clearly not going your way. I know as a fighter you want to go out for the third, but you're just taking more damage. Like, that left hand from Andrade. It doesn't help.
No.
That shit hurts.
I think if Andrade takes her to the ground now, and gets top mount, I think the ref is going to stop it. I don't think it's going to go any further. Let's see. Can she do it? They're up against the octagon. They're in the clinch. If Andrade could pull that leg out, which I think she will. Here we go. Here it is.
There's
and
Andrade.
There it is. There's the top
gets
mount.
Gets a takedown.
Yeah, she has top half.
Yeah, she's top half. It's
like
not top mount.
No, she has top half. Like Murphy's.
But there's Murphy here.
Murphy's trying to go for Kimura.
Murphy's got her in half guard, and now she's going for a Kimura, and this is where she needs to go, because Murphy's got 2 minutes. And there's Andrade just pulling away.
Wow.
And Murphy was going because she knew. Like, that's her opportunity to win the fight. You have a Kimura grip. You have her in half guard. You go and you yank on that arm. And Andrade just said, nope, let's just stand up. Forget about this takedown, because I don't want to get into any kind of trouble. Because as long as this fight is standing up, Andrade is winning, and Murphy's face is just a mess. She's got a huge welt on her forehead. She's bloodied.
Ref is gonna stop it,
and Andrade is just landing punch after punch, and the ref is not stopping it.
You don't think so?
Look at her. She looks like a horror movie right now.
That's what I said,
is
man.
Beat up.
Halloween 3, man.
This is not cool. I don't like this. It's unnecessary. You're fighting to figure out who's better and who's going to win. We figured that out after round 2. This is just unnecessary damage.
I'd say even round 1 was enough to tell me.
Oh, God. Look at her head, man.
Yeah, but she's not close to being finished, so, I mean, she's being dominated, but she's not close to being finished, so.
Yeah, but there's too tough for your own good sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
It looks like the Undertaker's daughter, man, at this point. I mean.
She's not close to being finished, but she also has no chance in hell of winning.
No.
You know what I mean?
Look how many. Look at this, Dave. She's eating everything that's being thrown.
She has no chance in hell of winning, and all she's taking is damage. She's not doing damage. She's not causing damage. She's just getting beat up. Oh my God! Like, just more huge punches to the jaw of Lauren Murphy, and Murphy is tough as hell, and she's eating them. But look at her face, and it doesn't matter that she's eating them. It's doing damage to her brain, permanent damage.
I was saying Halloween 3. Now she looks more like Scream, man.
Andrade is just destroying her.
Jesus, man.
You come in as a minus 500 favorite, and yeah, all right, Murphy's surviving.
She's surviving all right, man. I mean, she's going to need a lot of Tylenol tonight, but holy smokes.
Yeah, right? I mean, big uppercut from Andrade. She's putting it on her. She's trying to put her away, but Murphy just won't go.
Yeah, listen, man. Like, got to tip your hat to Murphy to withstand that for 3 rounds, man.
Tough.
It's like a walking punching bag at this point.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Oh, more punches from Andrade. Just pouring it on.
7 seconds to go.
Destruction. Murphy's standing there, but...
Oh, my goodness. It's over.
It's over because the time has expired in the third round. The fight is now over.
The hell, man?
We're going to go to the judges' scorecards. That was a 10-7 round.
Easily.
If that's not 10-7, I'm not really sure what is. That was dominant from Jessica Andrade. Just obliterating Lauren Murphy from the first round all the way to the end of the third.
Man, that's a...
Yikes.
That's a mangled face, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a lot, man.
Jesus.
It's a vicious beating she just took.
Porta.
Jessica Andrade's looking better than ever.
Man, the Brazilians are going wild.
I could see her fighting Valentina
That
again.
was a good fight.
Or Grasso, whoever wins that fight.
Man. If she can fight this way here, those other two, man, are in for something. This was like her best fight I've ever seen.
Although if Grasso wins, Valentina will 100% get a rematch immediately.
Man, some of those slow motion replays, you see
it's
Lauren Murphy's face just getting crushed.
Man, look at this, Dave. Did you see that one? Right to the jaw, man. Magny.
Did we need to see a third round here, guys?
Look, it's going to happen because the corner doesn't call it. Murphy wants to fight
Probably
it.
not.
There's not like...
I mean, we've seen more damage before.
Well, that looked pretty bad, Freddie. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But she's there. She's going to stand up, I mean, here we go. Let's go, Brucey.
Douglas Crosby scored that fight 30-27 for Lauren Murphy.
What? Who? Are you joking?
Yeah. You know that judge, Doug Crosby, was terrible?
Yeah. Adelaide Bird probably would agree.
Yeah. 30-27, Lauren Murphy.
And the winner.
30-20? Is that... No, what is it? What was the score?
30-20, man.
No, I don't think so. That's what I read from the...
Yeah, from...
I think it was 30-26.
Yeah, it was 30-26. Okay.
All three judges.
Yeah. Damn, man. Mike Tyson, punch out. That's what I said, Cormier. You never look better.
30-26 means 10-9, 10-9, 10-8.
Yeah.
Only one 10-8 round?
10-8.
Yeah. That third was like 10-7, man.
I think the second was a 10-8, and I guess the third was a 10-8 too, if you want.
But even the first one was pretty dominating.
Yeah, man. Jessica Andrade just beat the hell out of Lauren Murphy.
Oh, sheesh.
What? What? Andrade.
Look at that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her, man. Maybe a little cut above her nose. Not even.
No, Andrade just went through 15 minutes, and it doesn't look like she got touched.
Her conditioning is phenomenal, man.
Neil Magny, Gilbert Burns up next.
Woo!
Then we got some title fights coming up. Oh, my goodness.
Look at this, Dave. Wow, they're just replaying like the whole beatdown. Everything that's thrown was on target. Look at Murphy trying and trying and trying. Damn.
Yeah, that was a one-sided beatdown. That wasn't a fight. I mean, that was just... Man! Jessica Andrade looking good. Magny. Burns up next. I think we all got Mr. Burns.
Yes.
Right?
But Neil Magny, man, I mean, he's a tricky fighter, man.
I want to see them face to face.
I think Magny's taller.
Much taller.
He is, yeah, and I don't know. And Burns is a little maybe stockier, so maybe that compensates. But
Burns can take a beating.
So can Magny.
Yeah, but I don't think Magny's going to be able to keep up with Burns. What did I have here? Yeah. The thing with Magny in this fight, what I was saying on Thursday.
AJ's got his notes right.
I got my notes, man. And this is the thing with Magny. What he has advantages is that he has a 9-inch reach coming into this fight.
What are you eating,
That's
Dave?
ridiculous, man. A 9-inch reach. I mean, listen, anything could happen. If he stays on the outside, man, and throws some heavy bombs, he can end Burns.
What are you eating, Dave?
Overall, Burns
You're
has a
making
better
me
striking
hungry.
accuracy. Like, he's at
What?
like 48%.
What's Fred saying?
What are you eating, Dave? You're making me hungry.
Popcorn.
Man, you're eating my popcorn.
Popcorn.
Well, we got more. I could go get more popcorn.
Maybe it's
All
not
right,
a good
man,
idea
I'll be back in a
because
couple of
just
minutes.
before the
I
show
gotta
started.
Uh-oh.
smoke this little thing and find something to eat.
Fred's taking a smoke and snack break.
Hey, I brought some cannolis, Fred, if you were over, man, in studio.
Oh, yeah, I could pull out those cannolis. I might get those cannolis.
You need a coffee with those, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's Mackenzie Dern
Oh, yeah.
and Uriah Faber.
Ooh, Californian kid in the house. What's he doing in Brazil?
Oh, yeah, this stupid thing.
Lewis versus Spivak.
Look what time it starts at.
What? Is this for real?
So next week, Derek Lewis and Sergey Spivak are fighting. It's a UFC Vegas card. The main card starts at 1 a.m. Eastern time because
Yeah, tell me.
it was supposed to be in like Korea, but it got canceled, so they had to move it to Vegas.
Okay.
But because they already had it set with the broadcasting time to be like Korea time,
No.
they just kept it that way for some reason because they had to for
Who's-
some reason.
who's
I
it-
don't know why.
So you're telling me.
So it's in Vegas. It's just at a ridiculous time.
So you're saying the main card starts at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Who does it benefit? What part of the world benefits at 1? The UK?
Well, I think there's a lot of
Think about it, man.
maybe Asian fighters, so it's for them. There's a lot of Korean fighters on the card, so I think it's maybe for people in Korea. Da-Un Jung versus Devin Clark is the co-main event.
Check the time difference. Dave.
Choi Do-ho is against Kyle Nelson is on the main card. Yusaku Kinoshita, that's a Japanese guy. That's not a Korean guy. Well, he's on the card too. There seem to be a lot of Korean guys on this card. Lee Jong-yong, Choi Sung-gook against Park Hyun-sung, Kim Ji-yeon, Park Jun-yong against Dennis Tiulinen. I mean, there's a lot of Korean guys on this card. This card was supposed to be in Korea.
Well, it kind of makes sense that
I don't
the
know
Korean
what the
market
hell
is
happened.
pretty big.
It got moved to Vegas to the Apex, but it's mostly to showcase a lot of Korean talent. It was supposed to be in Korea, so they're still doing it on Korea time.
But that's what I'm saying, Dave. Check what it is in the UK if it's 1 in the morning.
Oh, it's far later for them because they're like
Yeah, I'm saying it'll be the morning in
they're
the
like
UK.
5 hours ahead.
So 6 in the
So
morning.
it'll be like 6 a.m. start time. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even benefit them. It
Well-
benefits Korea, I think.
No, for sure it benefits Korea, but it'll benefit guys like Wally wakes up like super early, or maybe Anthony that's in the UK like saying like, you know what, let me watch some UFC and breakfast.
It's
But for
what-
us, man, it's 1 in the morning, man. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it.
So the main card is going to start at 3 p.m. Korea time.
Oof.
Well, 1 a.m. our time.
Yeah, I just realized that 3 in the morning, man. It's a lot of Red Bull, dude.
I'm not going to watch that card. Like, it's 3 a.m. It's 1 a.m. is when it starts. So the Derek Lewis fight's not going to be till like, 3 a.m., 3:30. Tony Mack is out in London. It's 4:11 a.m. right now.
It's
Yeah,
4:11.
see, he's 5 hours ahead.
So when that hits,
because it's 11,
Right.
12 right now Eastern time where we are. So he's 5 hours ahead. So
yeah. So
right?
when
Wait,
Anthony
do I have
Mack
that?
is having
No,
breakfast
wait.
at 8 in the morning, he can watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Do I have that? Yeah, I have that right.
You know, nothing like your eggs over with bacon and watching like a beatdown with Lewis. I think it's good for them.
I tell you, I think the whole world should just get on one time zone and be done with it.
Makes things easier, man.
Yeah, it's impossible. It can't happen because of the rotation of the Earth and such. But, you know.
But that whole daylight savings
time. It would make things a lot easier.
Yeah. One time for the UFC. That's it. Where everybody can benefit.
It can't be the same.
But there's got to be.
It can't be the same time everywhere because sometimes it's like daytime here when it's nighttime somewhere else.
But can we come
on the Earth?
No,
Do you understand how the Earth works?
But let's think about it for a second.
Let's see if I can convince AJ that everybody should be in one time zone.
I thought you were gonna say like flat Earth.
I think AJ, I swear I could convince you. Like, yeah, everybody should be in one time zone. You're like, you're right, Dave. I think you're right.
No. But you got a point. You got a point where we can have like a fight where it can sort of help like everybody around the world. Where like
no, it's impossible.
Anthony Mack, Wally,
it's impossible.
You know, our friends in Korea, like us, like like what would be the ideal time?
I don't know. I don't
6 in the morning.
There's an
UFC at 6 in the morning.
There's an ideal time for everyone in the world for it to be convenient for them to watch something because
maybe
the
3 in the
time zones don't line up that way.
But maybe
AJ.
3 in the afternoon, man. 3 in the afternoon. Think about it.
3 in the afternoon here
could work, man.
It's like 3 in the morning in Australia.
Well, they deserve it, man. They're in Australia. What do you want?
See, so it's not good. See, you can't.
Listen, you got to see which is the biggest market for the UFC. It'll work for the UK, that's for sure. Let's see, what time is it?
Oh, it's actually 3 in the afternoon in
Australia. So there you go.
Right
AJ's got a point. Damn. Get on the phone. Call Dana White.
So right now.
So that you know what? We could do that.
I can
live with that.
I think the ideal time that the UFC has figured out is Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time to start their pay-per-views.
Yeah, but it doesn't benefit guys like Anthony or Wally.
A lot of
in
people
the UK.
In Europe, it's like
Come
middle
on,
of the
man.
night. Yeah, it's true.
How much Red Bull could these guys have? I remember Wally one time was saying it's like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
I tip my hat to them. I think
tough.
even Anthony said it one time. It was like 6 in the morning or something crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
remember.
if it's 4:11 right now, this pay-per-view is not going to end for another hour, or sometimes it ends around 1 a.m. our time.
So I was right. AJ's right.
1 a.m.
3
our
in the
time
afternoon, man.
means it's ending at 6 a.m. in England.
AJ's right. Let's do the UFC at 3 so everybody could be on the same page.
But I think 3 in the afternoon here, like I said, in other places wouldn't be so good.
Well, the majority of places it would be 3 in the afternoon in Australia.
Places you really don't
the
understand.
UK, but listen,
how
the UK.
World works.
Listen, it's 8 o'clock in the evening for people in the UK, man. It's perfect.
It rotates.
You get UFC done by
Do I need to get a globe for you?
By 11
start to explain science.
By 11 o'clock in the evening, it's already done. Perfect. UFC is over, man. You can still hit the bar, man, for last call. I'm voting for 3 o'clock, man. International UFC.
Okay.
I could watch it at 3 in the afternoon. It'd be great, man.
I shouldn't have opened up this can of worms because I really think I've convinced AJ.
You know what, man?
Of something
we
bad.
should listen, man. We should have a survey, man, and see like what wins. Here comes Freddie. Freddie.
AJ Logic.
Freddie. Would you rather watch the UFC at 3 in the afternoon or a freaking at like midnight?
I mean, me at 3 in the afternoon.
There we go. AJ, 2-1.
But I'm old
Dave.
and I like to go to bed early.
Yeah. Well, okay, sure, but that's not what we're talking about. So, Fred, you missed quite a bit. I was talking about how next week there's a UFC event in Vegas that was supposed to be in Korea.
Freddie ain't watching that.
So because it was supposed to be in Korea, the broadcast time, they kept it on Korea time, even though they moved it to Vegas. So
what is it?
The main card starts at 1 a.m. our time next week, right?
Okay.
So I was like, I think that the whole world should be in one time zone so we stop all this confusing time zone stuff, right?
I do agree.
Yeah, but it's impossible, Fred.
Why?
Freddie, 2.
Because of the way that
AJ, 2. Dave, 1.
Why can't midnight be sunny somewhere in the world.
In the world. He's got a point
Just
there,
in
man.
your head, man. You imagine midnight as being pitch dark, but it could be midnight and sunny somewhere. When it's midnight here, it's sunny somewhere.
Man, Freddie, I'm voting for Freddie. Vote Freddie.
I don't. Why should some parts of the world have time that makes sense and other parts of the world not?
I mean, the only reason it makes sense is because you've been using it for a long time, man. Don't be scared of change, Dave.
Wow, man. This is turning south for Dave, man.
Well, time is just a construct, and Fred, I don't know what he was smoking, but now he's coming with some odd theories for us.
Wow, she's looking good, Megan.
And, well, it's technically 11:18 p.m. right now, Fred, but maybe it's 2 in the afternoon in your mind.
Afternoon somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Point. And it's sunny. Warm.
I think we checked. It's about 3 in the afternoon in Australia, so. But
yeah, man.
Tomorrow.
Exactly.
Right?
They're just coming off of lunch. They're all nice and relaxed, and they're watching the UFC all happy.
It's 3 in the afternoon tomorrow in Australia. So happy Sunday afternoon, Australia. And I think that's one of the reasons why we can't get all on the same time zone, Fred, because it's literally a different day in Australia.
Isn't the next fight or the fight coming up with Volkanovski in Australia?
Yes.
There we go, man.
That is
Crocodile Dundee country,
very soon. It's actually 3 weeks away. The 11th of February, UFC 284 in Australia.
You call that a knife?
This is a knife.
Oh, you know that movie? I'm shocked.
No, I know it from The Simpsons. You played Knifey Spoony before, Bart.
I went to Tigre Géant.
I don't know what movie you're talking about. I just
Crocodile Dundee, man.
Oh, I've not seen that movie. I just know The Simpsons.
Great movie, man.
Huh?
I went to Tigre Géant. They should be paying me for giving them a promo here. And I got these Butterfinger, man. You don't find that in every store here, Butterfinger, man. But it's fucking delicious.
Isn't that Bart Simpson's favorite chocolate, by the
way? Butterfinger should be paying me also.
Would you get the pack of 6 for $2?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I get that at like Walmart or different stores. They got them.
Really?
I love those Butterfingers. Yeah.
Listen, man, you got a good point, man. Freddie, you know what?
They're good.
IGA should be sponsoring us.
Okay. I think Walmart should sponsor me as often as I go there. I go to Walmart all the time. I love Walmart.
There you go. Dave said he loves Walmart.
Oh, my God.
Walmart.
I love Walmart.
Start sponsoring Ringside.
You never know what's going to be at a Walmart.
Where's Papa Simon? He's got to get on the horn and start calling them.
You never know.
Get PR Mark on the call.
Yeah, call Walmart and tell them to give us a big check.
You're not asking for much. Listen, man.
No, I'm asking for a lot. I'm asking for like
30 million.
I'll sell the Ringside Report Network to Walmart for, let's say, $15 million.
No,
$15 million.
That's not enough. The going rate for podcasts, like at the top, is like 30. You know? Come on, Dave.
Yeah,
don't
well,
shortchange yourself.
I'll take half. I'll take $15 million. Do you have any idea what I could do with $15 million?
With a lifetime supply of what, bagels?
Oh, man. I could buy, like, some kind of fancy...
Well, maybe we could go to that retreat with, like, the Ringside Report Universe, man. Angelo and everybody, man. Bring in Anthony from the UK. Bring in Wally from Ireland. Our friends from overseas in India.
Man, you're going to spend
$50 million. I'd throw a party,
$50 million
man.
in a year, AJ.
What's that?
You're going to spend our $15 million in a year.
Man, it's going to be one hell of a party, I'll tell you that much. I'll get Jake Paul and Logan Paul to come, man. It'd be awesome.
I think I could make $15 million last for a while.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think that'd be hard.
For at least a couple of years.
Stay away from AJ, though.
Listen, man, it could be worse. Look, Mike Tyson was at, what, $300 million and he went bankrupt?
I don't know, Dave, man.
Shit happens.
You get shoe crazy, man. That $15 million is going to go crazy.
It's true, man. He bought the bagel shoe. Did you buy the bagel shoe?
No.
Who bought the bagel shoe that I
Not
just saw
me.
recently? Oh, I think I know who bought it. I know who bought it. There's a Montrealer here that bought it.
I'm not interested in those bagel shoes. I don't really like Nike Dunks.
Dunkin' Donuts?
No, it's a kind of shoe. It's a Nike Dunk. I don't really like them. I've had Dunks before, and for some reason they're really popular now. They weren't so popular like years ago. I used to get Dunks. I had some nice high-top Dunks.
What the hell is that, man? Let me see.
I gave a pair of Dunks to my buddy Paul. Like, I don't even like Dunks.
Paul, The #1 contractor. If you need any work done, don't call Paul because he doesn't have a number.
No, I didn't get those Montreal bagel shoes. I wasn't so interested in those. I'm not really buying sneakers so much because, like, a lot of sneakers are Jordans. Like, a lot of hype sneakers, you know, like, it's basically Jordans. It's like Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s, Jordan. You know? It's all like Jordan shit. And
well, you
I'm
got
not
against Jordan.
Well, I just, like... I like
Ask Scottie Pippen.
I like buying sneakers that I can wear.
Think LeBron is the greatest? No.
No. I just don't
Larry Bird.
I don't like wearing basketball shoes just casual.
Why,
you know?
man? It's cool.
I mean, they look nice. They look really nice. Nice. Cheers to you, Fred.
Another 100.
There you go.
Didn't Michael Jordan have Fruit of the Looms? What was his brand that he was promoting? The underwear.
Hanes.
Was it Hanes? I'm just not into Jordans. You know, like I have a pair of Jordan 1s. I've got, you know, in my closet in a box that I've never worn.
I'll take them then.
No, I mean,
what size are they?
They're 10.5.
I'll take them, man.
They're Bordeaux Jordans. They're pretty nice.
Perfect.
I'm
gonna go through your closet after.
I'm not just gonna let you take a pair of shoes for nothing. I mean, it's crazy. I got a lot of shoes that I have, but like I'm not into Jordans. I was into Yeezys, but they don't make Yeezys anymore, right? Like to me, Yeezys were the best because they were super comfortable. They were very wearable, and I had a ton of those. But now they don't make them anymore. I'm not so into collecting sneakers. I'm kind of over it. Where it's fighting time.
Here we go, man. Gilbert Burns with a new haircut.
Gilbert Burns taking on Neil Magny.
Look how tall Neil is with a 9-inch reach, man. I told you, man. It could be dangerous.
They tap hands.
Magny
they're fighting.
Big.
He's big, man.
Like he's
Magny's a veteran. Burns is a veteran. This is going to be a good fight.
I took Burns for the win here, but like I said, man, you know, with a 9-inch reach disadvantage, he's got to be careful getting into that pocket.
Burns' last fight was that fight with Khamzat, which was nuts.
But he doesn't look as big as he did in his last fight for some reason. I don't know if it's... What happened, Dave?
I don't know. Was that you?
What is it, an earthquake in the house?
Yeah, what was that?
I have no idea.
That wasn't you?
I don't know.
Did you kick something?
I don't really...
Something just kind of like went boom in the room. I was like, what the hell was that?
It's the money from Walmart coming in, man.
Ka-ching, Walmart. Thank you.
It's a bit dangerous to go to Walmart in the States. There's always, like, something happening.
These guys feeling each other out here in the opening minute. Not much going on.
But do you agree with me? Does Burns look a little less bulkier?
I think it's because he's got more hair on his head. Burns has got a pretty nice head of hair.
He does, actually. Look at that, man. Like, he doesn't have, like, how much hair can a guy have? It comes down to his eyebrows almost. It's not fair.
There's no bald spot.
There is no bald spot on that guy, man.
No, he looks good.
What the hell? Is it real? It looks fake, dude.
It
looks like a chia pet.
He doesn't usually have that much hair. It is kind of funny.
Chia.
He looks different.
He does, man.
Oh, takedown.
Takedown.
Oh, Freddie.
Oh, there's a takedown.
Yeah, there we go.
Fred's got like a different feed. He's like a few seconds ahead of us. I'm like, takedown.
Well, this is exactly what Burns has to do.
I don't know where you are, but...
Oh.
Listen, this is what Burns has to do, man. He has to completely control him. He's got him into the exact spot he wanted to, because you don't want Neil Magny to like take control of the striking game. Dangerous striker, 9-inch reach. Burns is just going to have to maul through here, just ground and pound and just make his life miserable, which he can do. Gilbert Burns, man. You know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion.
That's nice.
Wow, look at his, don't you just love his transitions there, Freddie?
That was
how he
really
went
nice.
Side control, that was nice. That's what made me go like, because he faked one side, went to the other.
And then hopped to the other side. Beautiful, man.
Yeah, that was very smooth.
Burns passes the guard, gets the side control on Magny. He's trying to keep him on the mat. He's trying to pin him down, but Magny's doing a good job of staying on his side.
Yeah, he's giving him like the fold.
On Thursday, I said Magny has enough jiu-jitsu to survive, but right now I'm not so sure, man.
Listen,
a couple of things Burns did that I like right now.
Look, you keep like if you look at Burns, man. Before Burns got into the UFC, he was just like a jiu-jitsu like nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
Like at the world, like international level. When it comes to the ground game, man, this guy is one of the best. And look how he controls him, man. He's just pancaking him, just put top pressure, man. He's relentless.
I'd like
man.
him to do a little more damage, maybe right now, though.
Like just with strikes.
He's controlling. That's excellent.
Yeah, but just with his like control, like with his shoulder into Magny's jaw, man, it's painful, dude. You know, let's see here. Oh, nice. Oh. Nice full mount by Burns right now, and that's it, man.
Burns passes to the mount.
He wants to get him with a triangle, man.
But he's only got a minute and 15 seconds to work.
A lot of time, Dave.
He's got him where he wants him finally, but it took him a little while, and I don't know if he's going to be able to finish here because Magny's defending himself very well from this position.
This is where, like, Burns has to drop some elbows, man. He has to, like, pepper him.
There you go. Now he's starting to throw some punches.
Here's the triangle. Like I said, I knew he was preparing for the triangle, man.
It is.
He's got to get that leg out. He's got to get that leg out. He doesn't have enough room because he's stuck up against the octagon. Maybe.
He's got
him. Wow, man. I saw that shit happening. Beautiful,
elite jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu wins again in Brazil.
Wow.
But I saw I saw him setting up for the triangle. You know, he had like that top pressure. He was just waiting. I was surprised he was able to pull it off with that little room that he had against the octagon. Generally, you need to like move a little bit more to close it. But Burns is like so strong. He was able to make Magny tap.
That was quite something because, you know, when he had him down on the ground,
it was a minute and 14.
He wasn't looking to strike at all.
No,
it was all. Yeah. It was all grappling pressure. It was all control. It wasn't, you know, get to side control and throw strikes. It was get to side control and pass to mount. And then once you get to mount, he barely threw a strike.
He threw one.
He threw one or two, and then was able to just yank that head and arm triangle and get the tap. Like, it was pure jiu-jitsu, what he did there.
Look at that. And this is where it comes
half guard, from
half guard, man. It's crazy. But he's using the octagon.
I mean, it wasn't much of a half guard, but yeah, it was nice.
It was nice.
The squeeze has got to be crazy.
Well, he was
right.
He was able to control like the leg and flatten the hips. That's what made the pressure even greater. And he was using the octagon sort of like leverage as well, which was amazing, man. And that's like the beauty of jiu-jitsu, man.
I didn't think he would have enough time. When he had him down with like a minute and 10 seconds left.
I did call it. I said there's still enough time, man.
In mount, I didn't think that he was going to be able to
close it.
To snatch him up that quickly.
Damn, that was beautiful.
I thought Magny would be able to defend it a little bit more, but just the way, because he threw punches to kind of divert the attention for a second. He went bam, bam, and then whoom, right into the snatch of the head and arm. And then from that, like once he had the head and arm, he had that grip. It was over.
It was over, man.
But I didn't think that he'd be able to kind of It was really nice. It wasn't just pure jiu-jitsu. That was MMA grappling. You know, that was MMA jiu-jitsu because he used the punches, which you can't do in jiu-jitsu. He used the punches as kind of a distraction to yank up that grip and then finish the choke. It was pretty damn slick.
And that's what I call on Thursday.
That's how you finish. You know, that was really nice.
It was beautiful.
Neo Magny is no joke.
No,
to be able to do that and finish him in the first round like that with a head and arm triangle choke, very impressive submission win for Gilbert Burns.
And if you remember on Thursday, I said that Burns was going to win this, and if he does win it, it would be by submission because at a 9-inch reach disadvantage, he needed to take him to the ground, and then that would be his game. He wasn't a world champion for no reason, and that showed it, man. Holy smokes. Beautiful win, man. Brazil is looking good.
I mean, that division is about matchups because you put Burns in front of Leon Edwards, man, I'm probably picking Burns, man. I don't know.
Yeah, man. That's an interesting fight.
Look how this is when he controlled the leg to take top mount. It's just beautiful. Once you were like, it was just like easy breezy, man. And you see how he controls the leg, and look how he flattens the hip, Dave. You see how he's going to keep the hip flat there? It's done. Done.
Yeah, the way he pins him with his right leg.
You see how he kind of spread him?
Extends the right leg to spread him down and keep him pinned. That was really nice.
Because what Magny needed to do was to get that foot down on an anchor and sort of lift him. He needed to be lifted towards the octagon, but he couldn't. He was like flat. And the leg was a spread eagle. So there's absolutely like, you've got no waist down like strength.
We're getting jiu-jitsu lessons from Durinho Gilbert Burns right now on the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Like
beautiful.
That little move right there to extend the leg.
Smart, man. Very smart. And really a lot of people are going to start trying to do that, you know, especially in MMA when you're up against the octagon. You needed to have a little bit more room to close the triangle. But the way he did it, by controlling the leg, flattening it, and making those hips just completely touch the canvas, it was done, man.
Beautiful.
Smart move, man.
Beautiful.
Who's this guy? Alok, a Brazilian DJ musician. Is he Vanilla Ice? No.
Chucky Olives.
Alexander Pantoja. Oh, Chucky Olives!
Wow, look at the hairdo on him, too,
Charles Oliveira.
Ollie! Ooh, Chucky!
ADCC is going to UFC Fight Pass.
Wow, that's going to be great, man.
And we'll, massive.
Listen, we'll be able to see like some of our Montreal fighters here, Brianna St. Marie.
The worldwide trials, everything. All sorts of ADCC.
Like the best of the best,
man. Is going on.
Gordon Ryan's, man, Galvao, all the rest. I don't know if Galvao, he should still be fighting.
And you know why I'm excited?
Who?
Because I have UFC Fight Pass. I've been a subscriber since day one because they told me it was exclusive fights that you can only get on Fight Pass, which is still the case. There's like a bunch of fights that are only on Fight Pass, the prelims.
I think I'm going to get it
So I need to watch that. And then it's like every fight that's ever happened in the history of the UFC and every fight that's ever happened in a lot of, I think there's TKO and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, there's different organizations.
Pride, you know, there's everything. WEC, Strike Force, like all those fights, every fight that's ever happened pretty much is on UFC Fight Pass. Like there's
ADCC now, man, that's incredible.
And now ADCC, and there's also different grappling events that have been on Fight Pass. You know, like that Quintet Ultra thing is on UFC Fight Pass. There's all sorts of different things on Fight Pass. It's a pretty good service. And I am not talk about sponsorship. UFC Fight Pass should sponsor us because
right, man. You're right.
I am a strong advocate for UFC Fight Pass. I think it's great. I love it. I subscribe every year. I pay my own money for Fight Pass. Never got it for free. It's really good.
So if you're listening, UFC Fight Pass, Ringside Report.
Yeah, I do like UFC Fight Pass. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're a fight fan like I am, you know, like you want to, and you're watching old fights and you want to see different things, like it's a very useful tool. It's nice to have. It's $100 a year, I think. It's pretty good.
Why are they still doing Ronda documentaries?
That's pretty cool, man.
If she's in WWE.
I don't know, because Ronda's cool, and it's a reason to buy UFC Fight Pass, because you might want to watch this Ronda documentary.
Damn right I would. Look at her, man. She's a superhero. I love it. It's Ronda Rousey.
What's happening with her in wrestling, man? I'm reading like maybe people are tired of her, no? Or
I don't know what's happening with her. I kind of expected her to get a rematch with Charlotte at the Rumble, because the way, like, Ronda was the champion on SmackDown, and then she won a match, and then Charlotte came out and challenged her to a match, and Ronda accepted and lost, but, you know, she had just had kind of a tough match, so he expected Ronda to have another match with Charlotte at some point, but Ronda just kind of disappeared after that. So I don't know what's going on. And the Rumble is next week. They haven't announced anything. Maybe she comes back in the Rumble.
Maybe that's why they're showcasing this?
No, it has nothing. UFC has no co-promotion with WWE. They're not
helping.
It's on
Saturday,
what's happening? Did they sell it?
What's that, Fred?
It's on Saturday?
The Rumble is next Saturday, yeah.
So let me get this. Is it official that the WWE has been sold?
It's to sale. It's on sale. If you have enough money, buy it.
Want to pitch in, dude?
For what?
The WWE?
I don't have enough for WWE. It's a few billion.
Do you think it's going to be sold more than the UFC?
I think it should. Just based on the intellectual property that they have. I mean, just the Hulk Hogan. You know, being able to sell Hulk Hogan shit. That's worth $1 billion.
I mean, most Hulk Hogan fans are old these days, man.
Yeah, but for the rest of time, like some of these characters are
like
iconic.
The young people, man, they don't know who Hulk Hogan is that much, man. He's that old guy. He's like Bruno Sammartino to us.
Really?
Who the fuck gives a fuck about Bruno Sammartino?
What about Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock or The Undertaker or all these guys that
The Rock
seem
is
like
maybe different because he's still like a movie star and all. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it'll be sold for a little bit more in the UFC.
Oh yeah, it's worth a lot of money. That's no doubt.
How much was the UFC sold for? 2.2?
4 billion.
4
4
billion.
point something billion. I think the WWE will be like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 billion.
Like I was seeing wrestling fans, like a lot of them were cheering for the Jaguars to win the Super Bowl because Tony Khan's father owns them. But they lost today, unfortunately. So were you a Jaguar fan, hoping they win? So they would have to. Would the WWE would have sent them a championship belt, or would they have been petty and just ignored them?
I think they probably would have ignored them. Yeah, I think they would have ignored them. Doug Hepburn says, AJ, you would have had a perfect parlay if not for Shogun.
It's Dave's fault.
You weren't going to pick it, but Dave talked you into it.
Thank you.
What else will Dave talk you into?
Oh, he's done a lot, man.
Don't go into the woods with Dave, AJ. LOL.
Well, actually, it's funny, but Dave, before the show, had this whole thing planned out for like September where he wanted to take me, Freddie, and some of the other guys from Ringside, the team, out to the woods. It's not a joke, man. He showed me the cabin. He showed me the lake and everything. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, it seems like a really good idea. But
AJ
Freddie
didn't want to do it.
No,
AJ
I wanted to do it. Freddie was the first one.
Freddie bailed.
Freddie bailed. But then I thought about it. Like, if anything gets a little bit crazy out there, man.
It'll be fine.
It's in Trump. A lot of bears there, dude.
Everybody will be
You know
fine.
me. I'm going to be walking around with my prosciutto and all that kind of stuff.
You
Man,
guys
I
are
don't know.
scared.
They
I don't know
can't
why
be
you
the
guys
dates
are
I
scared.
told you, Dave, because I thought that was a family time. So those dates are family time.
Screw it, man. Why don't we just go to Vegas? Let's do Vegas instead. There'll be cougars instead of like bears. It's a joke. It's a joke. For everybody that's getting mad at me right now, and you know who you are.
Yeah.
your wife.
Generally
your
my family.
Good God.
I think it's still a great idea, man. Dave, just think about it.
Is it time for a title fight yet here? We're going to get Moreno versus Figueiredo for the UFC flyweight title, and then we got Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill for the UFC light heavyweight title.
I'm telling you, man, I went with Jamal Hill on this.
I got you got Jamal Hill and you got Moreno.
Yep.
Fred's got Moreno and Glover, and I got Figueiredo and Glover. I'm going all Brazil here in the next 2 fights.
Listen, Brazil's been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But
they've won every fight on this pay-per-view.
Except if you're like 40 plus. And
no, but I'm saying
Glover
on the main card, like on the pay-per-view here so far.
Yeah, Brazil's been doing great, but they're all under 40.
One of us is going to go 2 for 2 here. Or is there any way none of us go 2 for 2? I think one of us is going 2 for 2 here.
Yeah, is that possible? One of us is going to go 2-0, 100%. Fred's doing math.
If Moreno and Teixeira win, I win. If Moreno and Hill win, AJ wins. If Teixeira and Moreno wins, nobody wins, actually.
Damn.
No, actually,
Freddie.
I win. I just said it. If Teixeira and Figueiredo win, you win, Dave.
Yeah.
And if Hill and Figueiredo would be the only way that
nobody goes 2-0.
We don't have
and that's probably what's going to happen. Based on how our parlays have gone, I think Figueiredo and Hill are probably going to be our likely winners. So
I'm going with, like I said, Moreno and Hill.
None of us will be correct.
No, man. If Moreno wins, and Hill does,
Moreno and Teixeira.
Listen, Dave, my only concern is like anybody under 40 in Brazil is winning. Anybody over 40 has lost. Just saying. Glover Teixeira is what, 43? Let's go, Mexico! Mexico!
Here comes Brandon Moreno. Assassin, baby!
Oh, by the way, congratulations to Jason, man, who listens to us on the show out in Mexico, who got his brown belt, man. Congratulations, man.
Nice. Congrats Jason.
Super. Jason Pete, man.
Awesome.
In Mexico.
That's big, man.
Yeah, man.
Brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
He's been training a lot, man.
That's no joke.
Years of dedication.
Yeah, that's serious business.
And he's been there for like a couple of years now, man. He's been training like crazy, like jiu-jitsu, boxing. Like, he's living the dream, man.
Good for him. Martial arts are the best, man. No matter what level you're at, it's just fun to do, you know? It's good. It's good for you. It's fun to do. I highly recommend it.
Yep.
You don't have to be Brandon Moreno to train martial arts. You know what I mean?
Except stay away from the Chi Masters. Like, that's McDojo, man. You want to see, like, Chi Masters? Go to McDojo.
I saw some guy here in the news who was, like, saying, I have a self-defense thing, and he was talking to self-defense, and he teaches...
Here in Montreal?
Yeah. I was like, what's this?
Did you get his name? Was he like the one touch, if I touch you with my deadly fingers, you're done?
It was not exactly that, but it seemed a little sketchy, and it was like a news report kind of saying, hey, this guy is like helping women with self-defense, and I was like, I don't think that's going to...
This is how it's going to...
It's not going to help. You know, if he takes you like this, just go, huh, huh, you know, and you know, that type of thing, you know?
Like Tai Bo, man?
I always
with Tai Bo.
People, when people don't train and I talk about jiu-jitsu, I go, you can't learn it in one, like, session, you know? Like, they'll tell you something like, oh, you do this, do this, do this. But, I mean, if you don't practice it constantly, man, you're never going to do it in a real-life scenario, man. So the only way to be ready for a fight is by fucking do reps, man. Practicing multiple times a week and be ready, man. If not, man, it's just horse shit, man. Don't believe the bullshit, man.
Well, that's
if anybody tries to make you believe that they could teach you in one session how to defend or whatever, that's bullshit, man.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I will teach you in his 3-month class how to defend yourself from all attackers. It's like, well.
It was like that guy. I forgot his name, man. I have his picture. I actually put it on Instagram for Ringside way back. He used to be on all the comic books and all that kind of stuff. He was called the Count whatever, like the master of
Count Chocula.
The Black Death, Dim Mac, you know, the one touch kill. And the guy made so much money from it, you know?
Suck your blood, eat your cereal.
Yeah. But all to say is, Dave, there's a lot of them. If you, like I said, you go to McDojo, man, you see all this stuff, and you're like, it can't be true, but it is, man. Today I saw another video from there, and I was like, it was this guy, an old guy, like, you know, and he's just touching the guy, and he's literally he didn't even have a grip on the guy, and the guy just like dropped and flew, and I'm like, how do people put themselves in the position to actually
believe
that? Like, you know, just do that shit, man. You know, you're going to make this guy do this shit? Come on.
Because these people will speak in an authoritative voice. And,
like what?
You know, they're like, this is how I do, you know, and I don't know, people are susceptible to all sorts of things,
Listen, man, he's no Anthony Robbins.
It's like a cult-like thing, you know?
But, dude,
it's more of a cult than martial arts a lot of times. Even with legit martial arts, sometimes it's more like a cult than martial arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Even in jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? Like, there are some jiu-jitsu people that are just kind of cultish.
Listen, man, look, it would be I would love for you to play like a video from that site, man, because it's unbelievable. People would see this and they'd be like, come on, man, is this for real? But it is. People pay a lot of money. There's more people in those type of gyms sometimes than jiu-jitsu gyms, you know? It's crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Those things are rare, man. Come on, AJ.
No,
it doesn't happen that often.
Freddie, man, there used to be things like that over here, man, in Montreal. You know?
There's so many jiu-jitsu gyms everywhere these days, man.
There is, but what I'm saying, the total number of students sometimes, like these places,
I bet you there's like 10 times the amount of jiu-jitsu gyms than there are of Aikido or whatever. Like, I couldn't name you a single Aikido gym around here, man.
There was a very good one apparently up near Saint Laurent, like years ago, you know. But
What is this Detroit urban survival training? Johnny North, my man Johnny North, who's got a big match tomorrow in Laval against Drew Onyx.
Smash him, Johnny.
Johnny North is a great pro wrestler. He's going to be beating Drew Onyx tomorrow in Laval. 4 p.m. is the bell time. Go check him out at North Genesis on Twitter for more info. Johnny is the man. Big match tomorrow, Sunday, if you're in the Laval area. Go see Johnny North at the Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling Show.
Here's Johnny.
Against Drew Onyx. And Johnny says Detroit Urban Survival Training. Is that guy?
What's his name?
Who's that guy?
Dust.
Dimbak.
He's the black guy there that teaches self-defense.
Right.
He was in the corner of a UFC fighter a couple of months ago.
Sean Strickland, in Joaquin Buckley's corner, maybe?
Oh, is that the guy that he threw into the table?
Yeah,
is that the one?
Sean Strickland, bumped that guy into a table. Do you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was, and he didn't even do anything. He just touched him, and the guy flew.
Strickland is still a monster of a human. He fights at 185. He probably walks over 200.
Oh yeah, easily, man. Easily.
Yeah.
But that's Sean Strickland, man. You don't want to go and bullshit with him. I know that some people try to challenge him at his gym, and he made mincemeat out of them. I mean, here it is. Can you show this, Dave?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I think I can show this.
Well, of course, it's already public, man. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
McDojo. Sean Strickland with this guy who's a Detroit urban survival tactician or something. Can I get this video to play, though? That's the question.
Here we go. Wow.
Well, he didn't even fall down, though.
No, but
it's not fair, though, because, come on, Sean Strickland is a professional fighter, so you can't expect this guy.
Let's just analyze his arm lock. Analyze his arm lock from the beginning, Dave. Look how bad it is. I mean, there's absolutely no control whatsoever. He's trying to get his wrist as if he's in a wrist lock.
He's not even past the elbow.
No, and the thing is that he's on the crack of his arm. How would that work? I mean, any Muay Thai guy would destroy him right there.
See, he's only got forearm. He doesn't.
He's got forearm. He doesn't have
elbow.
Look, the
elbow is up here. He doesn't have it. You need more control than that.
Sure.
And that's why Sean Strickland's able to just go whoop. Nope.
Look at that. You just push the head. Get out of here, man. Listen, that shit works on people that know shit. That's what it comes down to. If you don't know anything, that'll work. It doesn't work on Sean Strickland.
Exactly.
This guy seems to me like one of those kind of con artists.
Yeah. You dress up the part. You got the fancy clothes. You've got every
Because he does a lot of also weapons defense, and I've been in gyms where they would do that, and I remember my sensei would always say don't fight with weapons. We're drilling stuff here, but in a real life situation, man, weapons, man, if somebody has a knife or whatever, man, you're probably gonna get hurt, man.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Don't fight with weapons, man. Stay away from that fight. Don't be engaging somebody. That's what I would say. If you have a crazy man with a knife in front of you, man, try to figure out how to not engage him, man. Even if you're the better fighter, try to figure out how to not engage him.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Absolutely, Fred, I should say. But you know what? The problem is that people come into these seminars, like you said, day seminars, weekend seminars, and it's a false sense of security, man. And they put people in.
I need another drink.
Fanta, man. I ain't gonna say no to Fanta. We're not sponsored by Fanta, but if you want to, Ringside Report. But listen, that's what I'm saying, Freddie. You get this false sense of Crush is good, but it can't be Fanta. Fanta's. What's that? Yeah. The fights haven't started. They're about to. They're just Bruce Buffer's calling the corners. But all to say, Freddie, it's a false sense of security that can get you killed. That's the problem. Real self-defense is like a Brianna St. Marie, man. It's all bullshit. Brianna St. Marie, check her up. See what she's all about. One of the best fighters in America right now, straight out of Montreal. You want to learn self-defense? Learn it from her.
But I mean, in the end, self-defense, if you're fighting one-on-one, okay, and all that, I agree. It's when they're trying to sell you bullshit where, hey, here's self-defense where you could disarm a gun, or you could stop somebody with a knife, or you could fight 3 people at a time. Those ones are bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening here?
So here we go. The round has started right away. Figueiredo is trying to go for the guillotine on on Moreno. Moreno on the top half.
It's a weird position right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a weird position, man. It's 50-50, even though it looks bad for like Moreno. Right away, right off the bat, man.
But you could see Moreno's not comfortable.
He's not comfortable because he's in guard there. But like,
what happened? Moreno took him down. How quick?
It was,
man. It's 30 seconds into the first round.
He's gonna get out of that, Freddie.
Once he get a drink already, he's down on the ground.
It happened fast, Dave.
Moreno's in top half.
I mean, he's not in a dangerous position. I mean, he just has to get out of that half guard. But if he does, it's going to be bad for Figueiredo, man. Moreno's on top.
All right. Nice.
Figueiredo just kind of holding on to his head.
Here we go.
Here we go. But Moreno passes. Oh, Figueiredo sweeps them, and Moreno back to their feet.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. Quite an exchange there.
Yeah, that was nice, man. Acrobatics at its best.
Moreno was on his head, and then he rolled to his feet.
Yeah, it was a perfect Cirque du Soleil move,
Figueiredo went to sweep him. Moreno was like, whoop, whoop.
Beautiful, man.
I hope Figueiredo wasn't squeezing too hard because that could affect his arms for the rest of that fight. Let's see how he throws.
Oh, nice one by Moreno. Just sailed over, man. Moreno's throwing these big bombs, man.
Man, you think this fight's going to go the distance?
It could.
Yeah.
Because if this fight goes the distance and the next fight goes the distance, could be in for a late night here.
I mean, 3 fights, 2 of the first 3 fights went the distance, so.
Yeah, that's true.
This could still go.
You think these guys fight again after this, or is this the last one?
I could see them fighting again at some point, depending on how close the fight is. If
you know what's crazy is that no other real contender has emerged during all that time. Like, nobody else has, who else is there in that division where, hey, this guy needs a title shot?
Nobody. They did that Kai Kara France fight with Moreno for an interim title while Figueiredo was out, but. So Hudo's coming back, but he doesn't want to fight at 125. He wants to fight at 135. That 125 division is just,
Bring
what
back
else is
DJ.
there? Yeah. He's fighting at 135, though, too, I think.
Yeah.
Figueiredo is so, upright in his, fighting stance. Oh.
Going for a takedown, Figueiredo.
Oof. He tried to throw that elbow in the clinch, man.
Didn't happen.
Just sailed.
Moreno landed a couple punches there. Not a ton of action here. They're still kind of...
I mean, they're it's like...
they're
touch and go,
standing.
man. More than anything.
Oh, so you see that guy that was in the stands earlier? I was wondering, what division is he? Pantoja, I forgot, but he's the next guy,
wow.
in the rankings. Figueiredo's the champ. Moreno's number 1, an interim champ also, and Pantoja is the next guy.
Here we go, man. Both going for leg locks. 50.
Figueiredo.
Figueiredo's in trouble here. I mean, Moreno's in trouble.
Moreno's in trouble. Moreno took him down, and Figueiredo rolled for a leg lock, and now Figueiredo is going for a heel hook.
He almost had it, man.
It was pretty close.
Moreno is what's happening? What's happening
to the
here?
ref. Not sure.
I don't know. Moreno's looking at the ref. I don't know why.
He got kicked in the nuts, I think.
Maybe.
Wow, man, survived it, and that was a good round, man.
Round is over. First round is over.
Listen, I'm going to give it to Moreno just because he got him with the ankle pick at the end and got on top. I mean, okay, after that it went to like that 50-50.
He got on top, but then he almost got
but it was still 50-50.
Heel hook there at the end. I don't know,
man. Look,
it's a tough round to judge.
It's a edge to Moreno on that round. Yeah, bud.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, he gave him a kick to the face. That's what he wasn't happy for. Because Figueiredo kicked him to the face when they're on the ground, so that's an illegal kick still.
Is it illegal? Oh, because the heel came up.
Of course.
Yeah, that is an illegal kick.
It's on the ground.
Yeah, Figueiredo kicked him in the head while they were in that 50-50 position on the ground.
Tough round.
Round two.
Look, we gotta put a score out there. I'm gonna give it to Figueiredo, but that was a tough round to judge.
I'd give it to Moreno by a bit.
Yeah,
it was close though.
It's just that he got him with the ankle pick, Freddie.
Whoa,
that was interesting.
Figueiredo catches a kick, uses it to take Moreno down, lands in the guard.
It was interesting how they went down, man.
You throw kicks, and there you go.
Most people seem to have given it to Brandon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Moreno.
A lot of Twitter scores are being shown on the screen. Showing Brandon Moreno.
Moreno has to kick his way out of here, man. Okay. You got to get out because there we go. Nice transition, man. Going for the single and punching his way back out. Nice. Figueiredo, man, looks a little tired, man. His mouth is open.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't think Moreno... You're saying Figueiredo looks tired?
Yeah, Figueiredo looks tired, man. He had his mouth open. He just looked at, like... Look, you see what I'm saying, Dave?
Okay right now.
I don't know. No?
Figueiredo, I think it's more his style where he doesn't move as much. I think he's looking more for the power shot where Moreno dances a little bit more around him.
Yeah. Figueiredo's trying to find Moreno. He's trying to find a home for those punches. He's not quite.
No, but Moreno's landing. Look, he's landing. The jabs are right on the money, man.
Yeah, Figueiredo just landed a little uppercut, though, on the counter.
I mean, I feel this is going to be another tough round to judge right now. If this goes to decision, it might be...
I think if it goes to decision, they give it to Figueiredo.
You're in Brazil, eh?
Yeah, you got to.
Whoa, nice.
I mean, the last one they gave to Figueiredo, and it was pretty damn close. I think another close one probably goes to Figueiredo.
Nice. Moreno, nice.
Oh, Moreno with a takedown, but
Figueiredo
winds up on
nice,
top.
Man.
Moreno takes him down.
He's trying to go.
Figueiredo jumping for a guillotine. This could be trouble here for Moreno. Figueiredo is yanking hard on this guillotine. He's got him in the close guard.
He's got to get that grip, man. Got to lift it.
Moreno has got to get that hand away.
Yep. I think he's going to get out. Yeah.
Yeah. The head's coming out. There you go.
The head is out, and Figueiredo used a lot of arm strength to work that guillotine, and now he's in bottom guard.
Like a newborn baby. He just popped out. But you know what? Regardless of that,
you got to give points to Figueiredo for the submission attempt here. It was dangerous. I mean, that's important.
But prior to that, it was like Moreno that got him down. Hey, Freddie?
Stand-up was pretty 50-50. It's another tough round to judge, I feel.
Listen, man, the jabs were coming in from Moreno. I don't know if it was 50-50. Honestly, I think an edge goes to Moreno on the stand-up. We'll see how it ends here, man. There's a minute to go.
Your opinion ain't worth nothing.
Hey, listen, man. My opinion so far is like, other than Shogun Rua, man, I've been waiting, man.
Also, but...
Your opinion of judging is whoever you picked in the fight. That's not judging.
Listen, man.
I picked Figueiredo to win, and in a close round in the first, I gave it to Moreno. In this round,
ever since he got out of the guillotine, Moreno hasn't done nothing. He's on top position. He's in the guard, but he hasn't. I don't think he has thrown a single strike. He hasn't done anything, so you can't really give points to Moreno for being offensive here. Like nothing is happening.
Yeah, Moreno is in the guard of Figueiredo and not doing much.
He needs to drop a few here. Come on.
He's trying to pass, but he's just not able to.
See, ground control time for Moreno is like 3 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah, but he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But still.
I don't know, man. That's a tough round to judge again.
I mean, you look at now, Figueiredo throwing elbows, throwing punches from the bottom. He was going for submissions. He's more offensive on the ground than Moreno has been, but Moreno did have some success standing up. We're seeing some replays.
I mean, the nice little takedown by Moreno,
right
but
there,
then Figueiredo right back up,
and then the
nice
transition.
Sweep.
And then he got him with the pick there.
So jumped on that neck, like that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't because Moreno.
No, but he got him with the ankle.
Went for it.
He got him with the ankle pick again. So at that point there, it was 2-1.
But he got right back up, and Figueiredo jumped for that guillotine. It's not as if like Moreno just gave it to him. Figueiredo went and got it.
But it depends on how the judges are going to look at it, because if he's looking at like almost like
I don't know. I'll go first round Moreno, second round Figueiredo. 1-1.
I think you do have to give some points for the guillotine attempt, because it was
an attempt.
It was serious offense, but the judges don't always score it that way.
Oh, it's Miss Brazil, Dave. I knew it.
That's great.
I thought it was Miss Thailand.
Round 3. Figueiredo and Moreno.
Figueiredo seems a little more offensive.
Well, maybe he thinks he's down 2-0, man. Maybe his corner is like, man, it could be either 1-1 or 2-0.
I would really like them to just finish the fight. I'd like somebody to just end the fight so we don't have to worry about the judges, because the first 2 rounds were very close.
Moreno. I know. Damn.
Yeah, everybody's saying 2-0 for Moreno.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe his corner is like, Figueiredo, man, you got to go out and just go loco.
I think a lot of people want Moreno to win, or a little bit biased towards Moreno. I'm not sure.
Who are you talking about, Dave?
But, yeah, I think the first round was Moreno's, and the second round I could see going to Moreno, too. It was close. Both rounds have been very close, and that's why, you never know. That's why I'd rather, somebody just finish it so we know, and we can move on. Because if it goes to the judges, again, in a close fight like this, you never know what they're going to say. You never know what they're going to do. And then, is it ever really settled between these two? Man, after 4 fights.
Man, he lunged with those shots, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah, but that didn't have much of a chance. Oh, he got hit in the eye, but the ref didn't give him the timeout.
Was it thumb?
I think it was the thumb. Punch.
Was it a punch?
I think it was a punch.
Yeah, because it didn't like.
Figueiredo was like saying his eye was messed up.
Oh man!
Trying to get a pause from the referee. He thought it was a poke, but I think he just got punched right in the eye.
Jesus!
That's and now Figueiredo kind of fell, and Moreno on top, and Figueiredo got him in the guard. So now Moreno in Figueiredo's guard, but
they're saying his
eye might be cut. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, his.
Yeah, it does. I can see it.
Oh yeah, his eye is cut.
So what was that?
I think it was a punch. Just a very well-placed jab.
They're saying that it was a punch. It could have been some sort of scrape.
Maybe a scrape from the glove.
Could be, which makes sense.
Off the punch? I don't know.
Bad cut. Looks, where is it?
Yeah, it's a bad cut.
Looks like in the corner of the eye or something.
Oh, that's a terrible cut for Figueiredo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bleeding more and more.
It's like right under his eye.
Yeah. And that's a bleeder, man. That's hard to stop. That's hard to stop.
God.
Man.
Moreno knows also he's picking up the pace now.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That is an awful cut for Figueiredo. Ooh, that's going to be tough to continue. That might be it.
Isn't he the babyface assassin, or what's his nickname?
Assassin Baby.
So,
oh, boy.
To be an assassin.
That is really ugly. Oh, that's in a bad place, that cut.
It's the new 30.
And it is
it's the new 30
gash.
anniversary gloves, man. Happy anniversary, man.
I'd like to see a replay of that punch to see what exactly happened. Ugh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
It's swelling up, too. His eye is shut, basically.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think that this fight is, like, there's a minute and a half left in this round. Moreno is on top, and Figueiredo is just trying to control him and not take too much damage from guard.
He threw a nice bicycle kick that almost
his eye is bothering him.
But his eye is totally messed up, and this fight is going to be stopped after this round. Guarantee it. The doctor is going to come in and is going to stop this fight.
Yep.
He can't see out of that eye.
But right now he needs to.
It's over.
It might be, man,
done, I'm telling you.
Open it, because I haven't seen him open his eye ever since it happened.
No,
so.
he can't open his eye. It's shut and it's swelling.
Look, if the doctors do stop it, then we'll actually see another fifth with these guys, man.
Yeah. Look, we're showing a replay here.
Dominant.
Yeah,
no, it was a punch, man. There was no, like, it came from the outside, Dave. So there was, yeah, it was a punch, man.
Oh, I gotta see.
You know what I'm saying? It came from this side.
They just showed a replay, but the screen was small. I gotta see it bigger. Let me see it bigger.
You see, I was gonna say if Brendan wins, there's probably not a rematch. But then if it's because of a foul, there might be another rematch.
That's what I'm saying, Freddie. I said that.
Oh man.
We'll see what the doctors say.
Oh, this is. I'm telling you, I think this is over. Moreno is on top. He's managed to pass the guard.
His eye.
He's inside control, but Figueiredo has not opened his eyes and taken that punch or
it's one eye fight, man.
Whatever that was. But I can't imagine they're gonna let Figueiredo fight. Here's the replay. Here we go.
Here it is, man.
Boom!
Punch,
no,
it's a punch.
It's a punch, man. It's a punch, pure punch. And now he became
the thumb might have hit him though. His thumb was out.
No, man. Let's see this. No. Oh.
There was an eye poke afterwards. But
yeah,
on
but it was
the
on the
other
opposite
eye.
side, yeah.
On the other eye, yeah.
No,
but
the ref might not stop it.
Oh, dude, you got the doctor is going to take the corner is working on him. The doctor is going to take a look at him and say, "Can you see out of this eye?" And he's going to be like, "Yeah," and then be like, "How many fingers?" And be like, 6. And be like, "Nope, that was 3. You're done." I mean,
Ichime.
Oh man,
I
don't know, man.
He can't open it, man. It's impossible to open that eye.
It's horrible.
Oh, what's happening here? What's happening here?
Figueiredo's eye is shut. It is done. It's done.
Herb is calling it right here. Let's see what he says. Here comes the doctor.
Here comes the doctor.
Here it goes. I can see the hands coming up. Finito.
This fight is over,
Finito.
Dude. There's no.
Why is he testing the good eye? Why is the doctor
what the
testing
fuck was that about?
the good eye?
I don't know.
It is closed.
Like how many fingers?
His eye is
okay. He said
completely shut.
How many fingers can you see? 4, 5.
Finished. It's
Finito.
Over.
It's over.
Here we go, man. There's gonna be a 5th fight. It's over. It's over. The arms are waved.
I mean, I don't know. Was that a foul
Moreno
or
wins
was
the
that
fight. There will be a 5th
hit,
fight.
Man.
Wow. Man. Damn. See, Doug, if I didn't listen to Dave on Thursday, he convinced me, man. So far, I'm looking good.
Brandon Moreno beats Davison Figueiredo after the 3rd round due to a cut. TKO victory due to a cut. Brandon Moreno's the new UFC flyweight champion.
I mean, I don't think there should be a rematch immediately, man. I mean, look, Moreno beat him twice.
But you know what? You know what, Freddie? Look, it was a close fight.
Give somebody else a shot, man.
I think Moreno had like the edge, like a slight edge over the first 3 rounds.
A lot of people said he won the first 2 rounds, so
yeah. But I think Listen, man, I think a 5th fight should happen, man, and I'd like to see it. But he hurt him there. There's no doubt about it. See, that's the thing with him being so upright. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When you're in such an upright stance, man, you can't, like, duck out of those, like, shots. He's like, he's a walking target. Look at his back. It's straight like a board, man.
That
Terrible.
was a big punch from Brandon Moreno.
Sure, man. And he had absolutely no defense.
He threw it like
boom.
It was like this.
Well, for sure, because look, boom. It's like a hammer fist, man. But the thing is that
weird.
Yeah, it's a hammer fist. But But the thing is that you got like Figueiredo that is so upright, like you can't even like get under. He's like back. What do you expect? I knew it was going to cost him.
Patrick C. Hamilton. Sorry, Freddie, go ahead.
Moreno's a fun fighter, man. He looks like he's having fun in there, so yeah. I'm happy for him.
Oh, yeah, I like Brandon Moreno. He's good. Patrick C. Hamilton says, anticlimactic. He's been a member for 25 months. It is kind of anticlimactic when you know that the fight is over with like 2 minutes left in the round. You're watching the fight, and you're like, well, he's just defending himself in the guard. Like, if we're watching this fight, right, we're 3 stone guys. Well, 2 out of 3 anyways, right? We're sitting here, well, what do we know? You know, we're just
telling it when he was a baby.
We're just a few guys coming off the couch doing jiu-jitsu every once in a while, right? I mean, AJ's a world champion, of course. He's the best, but, you know.
2 golds.
Yeah, but.
2-man division.
Not really. I even gave up a gold once because it was only 1 person.
But if we can see that Figueiredo is just done. He's in the guard. He's defending himself, but he's just done at that point because the cut is so bad. Why do we have to wait till the round to end? Couldn't Herb Dean be like, yo, time out for a second. Super chat. Doctor, come in here, check this guy out, and then look at his eye and end it.
Yeah, maybe Herb should have, because I was saying all through the round, like, he's not opening his eye. He's not opening his eye,
yeah.
So, yeah.
But he's on his back, so, like, you still, like, with jiu-jitsu, you don't need to have your eyes open.
No, but
like,
still, this guy was done, right?
No,
he was done because of that punch. His eye was done. It was swelling up, and it was completely done. You could see that he was done. We all saw that he was done. We knew the fight was over. I said the fight was over with like almost 3 minutes left in that round because he took the punch. He was down. His eye was swollen up. The cut was in a really bad place. He couldn't see. It was clear he had one eye. And when you have one eye in a fight, you don't get to fight anymore. So if I'm sitting there seeing that on TV,
but
how
do
come
you
the third man in the cage?
There? Huh? I understand what you're saying there, but as a referee, you're putting a pause in the match when a guy is in a dominant position. I don't know. It's a hard moment.
That's right,
like,
because he's on his back.
To Moreno to finish that fight. You don't want to be affecting the result by calling pause. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like at some point, Herb Dean should probably get the doctor in to check the eye.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious. If a guy's not opening his eye and it's completely shut the whole time like this, like what do you think's going on? You know what I mean? If a guy is fighting, you're the referee, and his eye is just like this the whole time, like how do you think that's gonna end?
But you gotta,
what's the end of that story?
But you got to look at it from the other perspective. He was on his back, which considering in jiu-jitsu is a dominant position. If they would have stood up, I'm sure Herb Dean would have stopped it. But since he was on his back, I mean, you could still fight in jiu-jitsu with both eyes closed if you need to. You just need to feel that body. But the thing is this, I mean, you could technically. But the thing is that if they would have stood up, Herb Dean would have stopped it. I'm pretty sure. But you know what? Let it ride, man, at that point. You know?
Yeah, I think you're right. If they
stood up, it was over.
If Figueiredo would have got back to their feet, he might have
right.
paused.
There was a few times which he could have, but Moreno probably was saying, look, if I stand up, they're going to call the fight, but let me try to get on top and do like a ground and pound to stop the fight in that way. That's what he wanted. He didn't want the fight to be ended by the ref because he knew that the minute he stood up, Herb Dean would step in and like put a pause, and then the ref would come in, and that was over.
Yeah, I guess Herb Dean didn't see a pause in the action, and that's fair.
No, it was a good move.
But it did seem obvious, like, man, this guy's done. Like, it's over for him. Yeah. What's he doing right now? Is he
No,
I hope
he's saying
not
he's
giving up.
moving up in division.
He's leaving the division. He's done with 125 and he wants to go fight at 135. He's not. He's taking his gloves off right now. Usually when you take your gloves off and leave him in the octagon, it means that you're retiring. But I don't think he's retiring. I think he's
just grabbing an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, I thought you were talking about freaking Figueiredo. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Fred's getting an ice cream sandwich. I want an ice cream sandwich.
But you know what, Dave? Look, the thing with Figueiredo in this division, he has such a hard time to cut weight, man. You know, he needs to move up. He's absolutely right.
Well, there you go. Moreno.
What's he saying, Figueiredo? Look at his eye, Dave.
Patrick C. Hamilton dropping a super chat. Patrick is now the super chat leader of the night. Thank you, Patrick.
Number 1.
Out in Saskatchewan. He says, happy I kept my wallet in my pocket for this card. Yeah, I wish I had, Patrick. I wish I had because I'm just getting hammered here. Destroyed.
Listen, the only one that got me destroyed was Shogun Rua, but so far, man, I've been on a roll.
Been wrong for everything tonight. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay, bud.
I mean, I'm 1 for 2, so it is what it is.
Did you already come back that fast, Freddie? What the hell, man?
I'm 0-2 on my parlay.
I'm 1 for 2.
I had Rodriguez and Figueiredo. I'm 0 for 2.
Shit happens, man.
And Glover's going to lose. I'll be 0 for 3. I'll be like just terrible. Oh, that looks
Jamal
good.
Hill.
That looks good. I want some.
Oh, look at that. That's a square one, too, man. Is it a Klondike? If it's not a Klondike bar, man.
It's a parlor.
C'est pas le même,
parlor, something like that.
Yeah,
it's still good.
Not the same, dude. It's not the same. It's got to be a Klondike bar. What's happening with Moreno? Why are they taking him out like that? What was that all about? Hey?
The crowd is throwing a bunch of stuff on him.
Oh,
they're
shit.
throwing stuff on Moreno.
Wow, man. That was crazy.
Wow.
Man,
They're mad.
So what happened, basically, he was ushered out with a whole bunch of security covering his head because the fans went wild, man. They were upset. But it wasn't Moreno's fault, man. Wow. He didn't do anything illegal. He wanted pretty much fair and square. But the crowd went wild and started pitching, like, beer. And I don't know if I saw some bottles flying, man, but it looked nasty, man. That was crazy.
They were throwing whatever they had at Brandon Moreno as he left
the
octagon, and security had to kind of run him out of there backstage.
Scary moment, man. Holy smokes. And that's the thing, man. They take MMA serious in Brazil, but holy smokes, man.
I mean, they chant, you're going to die to the other guy.
Why is Pereira practicing kicks? And I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand. And then I saw he's kicking on Glover. He's helping Glover practice his defense.
I mean, that's a good guy to train with.
And the belt is going back to Mexico, man, as they're saying on UFC Twitter.
Glover Teixeira training with the middleweight champion, Alex Pereira. That's a pretty good guy to be training with.
No, absolutely, man.
That's pretty solid.
But Jamal Hill, man, is a beast.
Yeah. No, he's dangerous. This is going to be a good fight. I picked Glover, but I kind of would rather go 0 for 3 than 1 and 2.
You want to see it go down?
No, I want to see it just go down in flames.
I'd rather go 2 and 1
downhill
than 1
like
and
Jamal
2,
Hill.
Oh, there's this weird M. Night Shyamalan movie with Batista in it.
Oh, that's what I thought it was.
And in the commercial, Batista's like, I'm just an ordinary guy. I'm a second-grade teacher. And I'm like, what second-grade teacher looks like Batista?
Yeah.
With that big head and the tattoos and, like, the super jacked.
His arms like a pumpkin, man.
He's 3 times the size of everybody else in the scene. And it's like, what do you mean you're a second-grade teacher? There are no second-grade teachers
I've never seen
that
one,
look
man.
like Dave Batista. I mean, there might be some jacked second-grade teachers, but there's nobody who's the size of 3 men like Dave Batista is. Like, get the hell out of here. I'm a second-grade teacher. I was like, I don't know what this movie is. It's some sort of sci-fi horror movie type thing. But just based on that, like, in the commercial, what second-grade teacher looks like Batista, man? That was crazy.
But at least he's acting, man. He's probably going after The Rock.
My oldest, Tom, I remember seeing one of his teachers. He must have been like 2nd or 3rd grade. And that guy must have been like 6'6", 250, like a monster of a man, but he wasn't bald or anything, no tattoos. And I remember saying to myself, like, if that guy doesn't scare my kid, I don't know who's going to scare my kid, man. If that guy can't get my kid to listen in school, I don't know who's going to be able to.
So maybe there are second-grade teachers that look like Batista. Maybe that's what you need. You know, my son's in kindergarten. I haven't met, when he gets to second grade, maybe it'll just be some huge, jacked monster, because maybe that's what second-grade teachers need to be to teach these little second graders a lesson. Maybe they're just monsters, which is scary.
Or you get somebody who looks like one of the Kardashians, man. That comes in. Anything can happen, dude.
Well, that would be interesting.
Everybody out there is like, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Screw Batista,
I had a
man.
teacher. She was like sexy. Everybody liked Madame Ayoun. And but she had
Name her, Fred.
I'm just telling you, man.
You
it's
had
the
a
truth,
teacher?
man. And 1 year she came back with a nose job, which made her even like sexier, man. And everybody was like, "Oh wow, man, Madame
I thought you were gonna say a boob job, man, but a nose job, okay, that could be sexy.
I guess. She didn't need the boob job. She already had nice boobs.
Madame, what's her name? Madame Ayat?
Madame Ayoun.
Ayoun.
AJ's looking her up on Facebook right now.
Madame Ayoun. You remember Fred?
What's her name again? Is
Freddie?
On his phone over here.
Do you remember Freddie? Freddie, he says, bonjour, and how's your nose?
Hey, like Ringside Report.
RingsideReport.net. Put a like. Madame Ayoun. Use your nose.
Fred remembers you well. Here's a link to our show.
He says that you were like sexy.
Puberty.
Ça marche, man. It's okay, dude. What was I looking up? I went I was supposed to check something, and then I got distracted with the Madame Ayoun.
I'm not even sure how we got there.
Huh?
I'm not even sure how we got there no more.
I don't know. I think you just went there on your own because you were fantasizing about Madame Ayoun. Fred was like, yeah. I think we're talking about second-grade teachers that look jacked, and then AJ said that there was one that could look like one of the Kardashians.
Over Batista? You want Batista? You want a Kardashian?
Yeah. And then Fred started fantasizing about sexy teachers from the past.
Kardashian, yeah. She does look a little Kardashian.
Though. What?
There you go. Wow.
Damn. Talk to me, Freddie. Tell me more.
AJ's really going to be looking for her now.
AJ's really excited.
There's going to be a search trending Madame Ayoun. Who the hell's Madame Ayoun?
And AJ's serious too, because AJ,
Dave. Get me in trouble, Dave. Go ahead. Madame Ayoun.
Whoever that is.
I didn't have any Madame Ayouns in my school. Let me tell you, I had nuns.
Yeah.
And, nuns with construction boots. I mean, that's about it as much as it goes, man.
I can't recall any sexy teachers.
Well, there was a movie called Swedish that had a pretty good teacher in there. I can't say the rest.
I had a French teacher that let me not go to class. That was pretty good. I like that. Bertin Baton. That guy was the best. That was his name. He was from Cameroon. He was my French teacher. His name, I think it was in the 10th grade, maybe.
Doesn't Ngannou come from Cameroon?
Yeah.
There he goes, man. He might be a Ngannou fan.
His name was Bertin Baton.
So, Mr. Bertin Baton.
It was the best.
Follow RingsideReport.net.
He was a super nice guy. He was fantastic.
Hey, and if anybody's listening to our show, man, like seriously, man, share it, follow it, put a like, support our network, and promote us, man. Talk to your friends, your family, your priest, your Madame Ayoun, your Bertin Baton, whoever you have in your life.
It was just weird. Like, I don't remember what was going on exactly, but I was in a French class that was just way too easy. And it was just obvious, like, nobody in the class spoke French, and I spoke perfect French. And I was like, this doesn't seem like I should be doing this. And I'm like, Bertin, I'm just going to be out here, like, throwing...
Smoking something.
No, like, we had games. We were just messing around in the hallways, throwing balls in recycling bins,
Do they speak French in Cameroon?
Yeah, of course. That's why he was the French teacher. I just thought he was cool. He was a nice guy.
Somehow or another, I prefer Madame Ayoun's class. Just saying, Dave.
You could remember about Madame Ayoun.
I don't know, but she could be a little rough, though.
I mean, that's a good name, too. He had a great name. I mean, his name was Berthe Baton. I was like, that is such a good name. Fantastic.
I like Madame Ayun, but you see, she was my English teacher, and I went to Collège Français, and I was pretty good in English compared to all the French people. And she would always like get mad at me because I didn't do my homework seriously. Like I would do it, right before class. So like it was stupid. It was so easy, and she didn't like that. I remember she made me feel bad a couple of times for that.
Wow. That's a turn on the story.
Wow.
not putting enough effort.
That story didn't become too sexy there, Freddie. I thought it was going to go like somewhere good, man.
No. It's just like sad stories from the past.
Damn.
Fred's reminiscing tonight on the UFC 283 watch-along.
Hey.
As we wait for Jamal Hill to get
200 milligrams in, man. I'm 200 milligrams in, so.
Yeah. Get 50 more in you, Fred, and you can catch up, all right?
Yeah. I mean,
he's on a 3-fight winning streak,
not
man.
Too long, so I don't think it's worth taking anymore.
Yeah. 250 is nice and easy. Don't forget, I'm sitting here the whole time, with AJ.
We're having good times, man.
Jamal Hill,
popcorn,
Glover Teixeira,
from Costco.
Yeah.
Fanta, not sponsored by Fanta.
Living it up,
man. What more can you want? Dave got like crazy tonight. He gave me like not a full Henry bar, a little miniature one.
Yeah, but
which is pretty cool.
But
our budget is tight. It's been a tough COVID time.
Hey. Show the wrappers of the two others you have, okay? It's not like I give him just one bar. I give him like multiple. I give him like 3-4 of those.
Look, you're right. If I put them,
you could have more too.
If I put them together, it makes one bar. You're right, Dave. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're just in small, because I like a snack size, because I don't want to eat a whole bar, but once in a while I want to eat like one small bar, You
like the small ones. It's okay, dude.
Well, yeah, because a whole O. Henry is like a lot, right? It's like 3 of those.
You remember back in the day?
No, but listen to me.
What? Tell me.
Listen to me. I'm onto something here, okay?
Okay.
Listen to me. I gave you 3 of these things, okay?
Yeah.
I give AJ 3 of these O. Henry bars. You understand? He eats 2 of them.
How many are left?
And there's 1 left, right? Math. Okay? 2 of them is not equal to a full-size O. Henry bar.
No.
But 3 of them is roughly the size of an O. Henry bar. So AJ wanted really 2/3 of an O. Henry bar. He didn't want a full O. Henry bar. So if he would have bought an O. Henry bar, he would have either not eaten it and wasted it, or eaten it when he didn't really want it, which is not really good for you to have too much O. Henry.
Coach,
you see what I'm saying?
Coach, let me in. I was holding that till the end of the show because I was eating the popcorn before we started the show. I almost choked on it. It got stuck. So I don't want to start like coughing and like gagging like in front of a live audience, man. It's not cool.
The small ones are fun.
John Jones?
You could have variety. You get 1 O. Henry, 1 Coffee Crisp, 1 Mars, and 1 Snickers.
Yes.
Boom.
Exactly. I like the mini size.
And a Butterfinger.
That's diversity there.
Butterfingers. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
No, man. O. Henry's way better than Butterfingers. Come on, guys.
I think I like Butterfinger more.
You remember? I was trying to say something.
Very good.
I'm sure your dad would remember. But remember there was a point with the Montreal Expos when there was Henry. Remember? And we used to call him
Henry Rodriguez.
And we used to people. Well, I was one
of them.
The O.
Henry bars.
Yeah.
Henry Rodriguez, yeah. He was cool. Here comes Glover Teixeira.
He looks solid,
to the
man.
octagon. Doug Hepburn wants to know what 500 milligrams feels like, Fred. It feels good.
I'm only at 200 right now.
He's only at 200. So
man, Glover looks like confident, eh? Jesus, he's smiling. He's coming in.
I think it was either 400 or 500 the most I did once, and it fucking hit me pretty hard still.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, right now,
he's running in the cage. Wow.
At 250, I could jump it up to 500, and I think I'd be all right.
Yeah, like right now, I'm feeling good. Maybe 500, like in one gummy, is too much. Like you gotta take it progressively, get to 500.
Maybe.
I don't know. I remember taking that 500, and then I started playing Candyland with my daughter.
Wow,
it didn't go too well. That was
500 when you have to be Functional, it's not great.
Who's that guy, Dave, in the back with the glasses? He looks familiar, man.
That's John Hackelman.
No, the guy over there with the paisley shirt.
Paulo Costa.
Is that Costa, man? He looks a little skinny.
I'm pretty sure that's Paulo Costa in the front row.
Is that Paulo Costa?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It kind of looks like him, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there he is. He's looking a little...
he looks a little odd.
A little odd.
Is it Paulo Costa?
It
looks like Paulo Costa, but maybe it's not Paulo Costa.
Maybe it's his brother.
I don't think
his
so.
doppelganger. Who is that guy?
I'm not sure. I thought it was Paulo Costa. But
look, he's bobbing and weaving. He's giving that face, the fish lips.
I think he's just enjoying life.
No, that is Paulo Costa, Dave.
Is it? It looks like him, but I'm not sure if it's him.
He looks like the Brazilian Superman. I have no idea, man.
Brazilian Superman.
He got the hair like it, Dave.
All right, Glover Teixeira coming into the cage. It's main event time. Let's do it.
This is... Look, man, even if I go down on my pick, against Glover, I'd still like to see Glover win, man, in Brazil. But it's going to be tough, man. Jamel Hill is just...
Glover.
It's 43, man. Not to take it away, but the 40-pluses haven't won it in Brazil tonight.
Yeah, I guess. Brazil's no longer undefeated, too. Brazil had won every fight. Johnny Walker over Paul Craig. Jessica Andrade over Lauren Murphy. Gilbert Burns over Neil Magny. But then in the last fight, Brandon Moreno with that doctor stoppage win over Davison Figueiredo, the first non-Brazilian to win on this pay-per-view card. We'll see if Jamal Hill can follow suit, winning one for America. Or Glover Teixeira become the UFC light heavyweight champion once again.
I wonder if he's sponsored by Facebook.
How many Brazilian champions are there right now in the UFC?
Pereira. Figueiredo just lost his title, so.
Oh, I think is it?
What the hell, man? They all look like Paulo Costa.
Everybody in Brazil looks like Paulo Costa.
What the hell, man? I'm like, dude, that was a bit weird, man.
And you know what's weird, too? Their names are also Paulo Costa.
You didn't know that Paulo was like one of the triplets?
How many Paulo Costas do you think live in Rio de Janeiro?
Oof, a lot.
You know what I mean?
But how many Johnny Walkers do you think?
Probably a couple.
Not many.
Not many.
One or two. Is Glover like a traditional Brazilian name? Like, what is that? Glover.
I think it was after like Die Hard or something.
But that's
one of the
like
actors.
Danny Glover?
You never know, man.
He's too old to be named after the actor Danny Glover.
Danny Glover is what, like 60-something years old, dude?
Yeah,
he's
but
up there, man.
He was Die Hard. When do you think that was made? What do you?
The 90s,
I don't even think he was in Die Hard, Danny Glover.
Wasn't he?
I don't know. Glover. Like, it's an unusual first name, you know?
I mean, it's an English name for a person who earned a living making or selling gloves. Deriving from like the old days.
What is this definition you're pulling up? Glover.
It's
some guy who makes gloves. I was hoping that sentence wasn't going to end with gloves.
Is an English occupational name for a person who earned a living making or selling gloves, deriving from the Middle English word glovier, which in turn derives from the Old English glove, both meaning glove. This was a very important occupation in Europe during the Middle Ages.
Wow, man, you learn so much shit on Ringside. It's crazy.
Google, motherfucker.
Good stuff, Freddie. Bravo to you, man.
They should pay us, man.
Who needs Google, man, when you got Freddie?
Minutes.
Goddamn.
Listen, am I the only guy that thinks that, like...
And now he wears gloves.
Listen, you know who needs gloves right now? Bruce Buffer, man, because that jacket... Look how ugly it is. What happened?
Danny Glover was in Lethal Weapon. Thank you, Johnny.
Oh, Lethal Weapon.
Thank you, Big Johnny.
That's what I meant. I meant Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson. Wasn't Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I made a mistake, not Die Hard. That's Bruce Willis.
Glover Teixeira wearing his gloves, about to use them to punch. against Jamal Hill, first round of the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship fight. It's the main event. It's UFC 283.
Netflix did something bizarre, man. They added Lethal Weapon 2, 3, and 4 to Netflix, but not the first one. And I'm like, come on, man, why? Like,
here we go.
If I'm gonna rewatch them, man.
Glover going for the takedown, single leg. Hill defends well, but Glover's got a body lock.
Glover could take him down.
He's going hard for the takedown. Yeah, if Glover gets the takedown early.
Oh,
Hill with nice knees to the body.
Shit, AJ could have.
Ooh.
Could have won a nice parlay tonight.
Hill fought off that takedown very well. Defended well.
I'm getting stressed here.
Wow.
I'm getting stressed.
Oh, Glover going again, changing levels. Hill defends.
Listen, man, he's a bigger guy, 3-inch reach, man. Jamal Hill's no joke. Devastating.
Hill seems ready for the takedown attempt, man. Twice.
Yeah.
Like Glover goes for it, and Hill is.
That was a terrible attempt for a takedown.
Yeah, but a lot of it is just kind of wearing on him, I think. And if he gets one, he's got to go for it.
He's got to, dude, but he's got to be careful the way he executes the move into that. That was like a bit dangerous. Oh.
Nice little left hand from Glover.
Hill's doing a good job.
He's got that single again.
Yeah, but he's doing a good job of stuffing it every time.
Yeah. Yep. Glover's shooting in, going for that single leg, and Hill's doing a good job. Hill's got to be careful, though, throwing those kicks, because Glover could catch one and use it to take him down.
Well,
man, Glover's eating some big punches.
Yeah, right now Hill is doing good, man.
Yeah, man, he's starting to become king of the hill.
He's connecting and he's stuffing those takedowns.
Yeah.
He's just toying with him with those jabs.
Nice jab from Glover. Fires back.
Oh.
But Hill
is a very good striker, man. He's very confident, precise. When he throws, he connects.
He's standing at perfect range.
Yep.
He's using his range perfectly right now. He's out of reach of Glover Teixeira, and he's just in reach enough to land his shots. And he's landing them right now. Hill's looking really good. Hill's starting to open up here.
Yeah, he looks confident. There's no doubt about it. The way he's just throwing those punches, man, he's not worried. It's like 1, 2, 3 combos, man.
Yeah, it's very fluid.
I mean, it's still dangerous for him if Glover is able to take him down and take like top control. It's gonna be not good for Jamal, but
that's it.
But he has to get on the inside. See, like Glover that was
fired
nice.
with a few shots there, a few hooks.
Let's hope he doesn't gas out because of that.
Something.
Well, oh, somebody got eye poked here. What's happening?
Yeah.
Damn.
Hill maybe got eye poked here. First round, about just over a minute left.
He did.
Yeah.
Hill got eye poked.
Let's see this.
Pinky to the eye.
Yeah, but that was, come on. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
The little finger right up into the eyelid. Okay, here's the action. We're back. See, Jamal didn't hesitate. Get right back into it. Don't give Glover any chance to get back his win.
He stuffed another takedown. This was one of Glover's best attempt, but still, Hill pretty much stuffed it easily.
Man, he just skipped out of that, Fred. It was like easy breezy, man.
Right now, I think Glover doesn't have an avenue to bring it to the ground, like not with wrestling anyways. It doesn't seem.
Not yet. Yeah. But I think if he survives, like if he can take the punches from Hill, which he seems to be able to do so far, but you never know.
But Hill,
I think over time,
he's not throwing too much.
Yeah, but I think over time as fatigue sets in, Glover might be able to kind of wear him down, get him to the ground, and then once he gets him to the ground, he could slice right through him. But
he's got to get him to the ground.
Hill right now seems to be pacing himself very well. Like, he should come out in the second round very fresh.
Yeah, he looks good. That was definitely a 10-9 round for Jamal Hill. First round's over. Hill's using that range very well.
And Glover is like walking back into his corner, and he looks like someone who's just been overwhelmed. The face, man, like that he's showing is not looking good. He's like, I think he said fucking shit.
We'll figure it out.
Well, he better figure it out fast, man, because
I don't know, man. Right now, I'm feeling Hill is in control of this fight against Yuri. Glover was having some success standing up, but he's not having much success right now standing up with Hill. So unless that changes, and the wrestling is not working either, so I don't know, man. He needs something to change the momentum right now.
We're seeing some replays. Glover landed a couple punches here, but that was definitely Hill's round. Yeah, I think you're right, but I don't know. I like Glover Teixeira in the later rounds.
Listen, man, out of 12 fights, I mean, the thing with Jamal Hill, he has 7 knockouts. So you know that's where he wants to go with this fight.
Hill's never been 5 rounds before? Or
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's gone all 5 ever in his career. Like, he's a guy who's good early in a fight, you know? He went 4, he had a 5-rounder with Thiago Santos and beat him in the 4th. So,
yeah, that's right.
Poke.
What happened here, man? It's going back to back.
Hill poked Glover's eye now.
Jesus. It's the new gloves, man, the 30th anniversary gloves.
Oh, yeah, that one was pretty obvious. Oh.
Oof. Yeah, pinky right to the eye.
Yeah, that was the same thing that Glover did to him just earlier. But did he cut him? Let's see. I can't see. Yeah, there's a little cut there. What the fuck, he say? What'd he say?
I don't know.
Not sure if he was mad or he just said, oh, okay, let's go on with it.
Yeah.
Let's see if this angered Glover, man, if he's going to come in with...
Round 2, Glover Teixeira, Jamal Hill.
Oh, nice kick.
Big head kick from Hill.
Another
one wobbles Glover. Glover's in big trouble.
Jesus,
Shooting
man.
for the takedown. He's in trouble.
Man, oh, man.
Jamal Hill's got Glover Teixeira hurt him with the head kick, and now he's landing some punches. Glover's against the
Leaning
fence.
Tower of Pisa.
Just took a big uppercut.
Oh, Jesus. He's still surviving.
Glover is surviving somehow. He's so tough.
Jesus. Oh, boy.
My God.
That clinch of Jamal Hill is deadly, man.
But Glover is firing back. Like, this is the thing, man. He doesn't go away. He looks like he's done, and then look at him firing on Jamal Hill now. Jamal Hill is busted up. Look at that. He got cut with a big punch from Glover Teixeira. This guy is a monster. What the hell? Look at him. Glover is busted up. His face is bleeding. He just got kicked in the head, and he's moving forward on Jamal Hill. This is this thing that I was saying. When Jamal Hill can't put Glover away, what happens?
Well, the thing is that if he continues with those leg kicks, you know, that's what's going to win him the fight.
This is crazy.
I seem to feel that Jamal Hill already lost a little bit of the pace, and Glover just did something
there
good
you
here.
go.
So,
takedown from Glover Teixeira, and that's the takedown that I was talking about when he wears him out.
No 2 minutes left.
He's got him down with 2 minutes left. He had him mounted for a second there, but Hill managed to move him off. And now he's got him mounted again. Here comes Glover.
Let's see how
Glover's got his back.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Oh, Hill rolls through.
Oh, someone's bleeding big time there.
Oh, my God. Glover throwing big punches.
Well, this got exciting.
Glover Teixeira is always exciting, man. This guy's so great. Passes the guard. Hill got it back at the guard. Glover passes to half.
What did I say? Did I say arm triangle?
Oh, Glover's trying to set up an arm triangle.
That's what I called.
You did call that. You did call that on the show Thursday. You said Glover arm triangle. I said rear naked choke. Oh, my goodness.
Jamal is like...
Jamal Hill is bleeding
Well,
pretty
there's something
bad.
with his eye. Did you see that? He was kind of squinting, like trying to focus. I don't know what happened.
Glover Teixeira on top of Jamal Hill.
Jamal. Let's get
Jamal
up.
trying to get back to his feet, and he does.
Oh, man, and he's going to start punishing Glover here.
Oh, my goodness. Jamal is hurt. He just wiped his eye. His eye is bothering him, but he's firing back. This is a crazy fight right now.
Let's see if there's still gas in the tank for Glover. Yeah, he's not doing much now. And Jamal is just like focused.
Hill with a big right hand.
Jamal is just
we gotta appreciate the fights that Glover gives us, man. This guy is a warrior.
Yeah. And Glover's just moving forwards on him. You know, he's just moving forward, just continuing to apply pressure. And Hill looks like he's getting tired, man.
Yeah, but Hill is like still like winning on the shots here, Dave.
What was the background of Glover? Wasn't he like a training partner for Chuck?
Yeah.
Before coming to the UFC?
Yeah.
He came in, he was already pretty old, man.
Oof. Yeah, because he was like in the States, but maybe he was in the States illegally for a while. Like he wasn't, like he outstayed his visa, so he got sent back to Brazil, and then he couldn't get back to the States to get a big fight, so he was kind of stuck in Brazil, not able to sign with the UFC for a while. There was some sort of deal there where he couldn't come back to the States for a bit, but then it got settled, and that's why he came to the UFC kind of later on. Second round is over. I think Glover won.
Yeah, 1-1.
That was close, man.
Was that a Glover round?
I
think it was.
Oh yeah, that time on the ground was very dominating.
Look at Hill. He looks shook up in his corner.
I don't know, man. Like he got rattled twice. Like Glover got rattled twice with the leg kicks.
Derek Lewis fighting again already?
Yeah, it was
next week at 1 a.m.
Didn't he just fight recently?
Yep.
I think he lost some weight. I've been seeing some pictures of him like training, and he slimmed down a little bit.
Round 3. Yeah, he has. Glover and Hill. That second round was nuts.
For that takedown again. Can he get it?
That's the thing. Glover just wears on you. He doesn't go away. The
Jamal
takedown might not work in the first.
Stuffing that one, yeah.
Yeah, Jamal is strong, man. He was able to circle him.
Glover still got a body lock on him.
He still got it, but it could be.
Yeah.
Might not be the. There you go. You got to separate. Jamal just throwing nice jabs one after another. Boom, 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 boom.
I think the side of Hill's face is bothering him, and if Glover can just hit
Glover's left eye is pretty banged up still.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Hill's orbital might be busted. Like, just the way his kind of...
Well, he kept, wincing a lot at one point.
I think Glover's cut, but Hill is
what happened? What happened?
Oh,
something happened.
Head kick. Glover got wobbled.
Okay.
Oh, Glover's down. Oh, my goodness. Hill's throwing big punches. Glover's trying to survive. He's rolling. He's turtling.
Oh.
He's trying to get back to his feet. Hill is trying to keep Glover down. It looked like Glover was completely out, but again, he just somehow survives.
Oh, that doesn't look good still, Dave.
has got him pinned down and is trying to land the death blow,
Glover.
the knockout shot.
Come on, Glover.
But Glover is defending.
We're trying to defend.
But still taking
these are
big
heavy shots, man.
from Jamal Hill. Glover is getting beat
nice
up here.
Glover, come on.
Jesus,
But Glover is defending well.
Yeah.
Man.
Using his guard, trying not to get hit too much, but still taking a bunch of shots, and he is having trouble getting back to his feet right now.
Oh, my.
I like how
Hill's standing on top in Glover's guard.
Glover's not doing much here, man. He's keeping those legs too wide. I think he's in trouble,
Hill's
man.
not going crazy, and he's smart. He's fighting a smart fight, man. That second round was tough on him, but I'm very impressed with what he's doing tonight, man.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
Wow, man. Glover's still trying to fight off his back.
Glover's face is looking
They get
awful.
the stand up. Hill backs up, and they're back up on their feet.
Man, blood is pouring out of his face.
How has Glover survived all this?
He's just a beast.
I don't know, but Hill is looking good right now. Still, his cardio looks okay. He's having a good third round here, so.
We got 3 minutes or 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes left in his fight. The last 3 minutes that Glover Teixeira just took would take out most people in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know how he survived that.
What Jamal Hill just did to Glover Teixeira, most people would be dead by now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's two more
pretty
rounds
impressive.
to go also.
Wow, Jamal Hill, man. Man, when he picks those shots.
Oh, he is landing big shots on Glover Teixeira now. Round 3 has been all Jamal Hill.
Wow.
He's come back really well from that tough second round.
And those head kicks that he gets in are, like, always on the mark. Like, he staggers like Glover.
Wow. Glover is like...
He still could come out, man.
He has a zombie, man. He never goes. He's just always there. Significant strikes are putting up the number. 121 for Hill, 33 for Glover.
Jesus.
Kind of tells you what's happening here in this third round. Hill has kind of pulled away in a major way.
But the thing with Glover, man, like you said, he's like a zombie, man.
He's coming forward now.
He always
on
comes
Jamal
forward.
Hill. He's landing some punches.
What happened there with Jamal Hill? I don't know if he slipped a bit or it looked like he staggered a bit. You see, I don't know, man.
What is happening with Jamal Hill? I think Jamal Hill,
like his foot is injured.
I think he's just scared because he thinks Glover's not human. Because Glover just keeps coming forward despite everything that he's done to him. I think Jamal Hill is wondering how Glover's still standing.
Oof! What a nice knee to the face.
Oh my God! Big punches from Hill.
Wow! What happened to the cameraman there?
The cameraman fell.
The cameraman fell, man. He got so excited, he went down.
At the end of the round, the camera just went. Wow! Round 3 definitely goes to Jamal Hill. He's got the first and third round.
Man, look at the towel. Look at the towel, Freddie. Look how red. This is ridiculous, man. That's old school tough. That's the thing with Glover. He's old school tough. You know, just when you think he's out, because most fighters would have been already gone. In those first 3 minutes of the last round, like you said, Dave, most people would have been done. You know, the ref would have jumped in. You know, it just goes to show you, man, Glover is dangerous. He's still not out, man.
Man,
he's going to refuel with some water here, a little bit of H2O.
We're saying Glover won the second round, but those stats, like I know he had the nice moment on the ground, but the rest of that second round was pretty much for Jamal. So
oof, look at the cut above his eye, man. That's nasty.
God, he looks awful.
Yeah, that looks.
Glover's face is a bloody mess. Huge cuts all over his face, and they're going up for round 4. Lior thinks that Hill looks tired.
I mean. He looks, he has a little bit less in his step, but let's see what happens in the fourth year.
He's just picking his shots, though. I think Hill's looking pretty good.
Yeah, if he keeps throwing those leg kicks, man, that's what's winning him the fight, I think. Because every time he threw a head kick, he staggered like Glover. Now he's going for the midsection. He just wants to take the wind out of him. Oh, there goes that head kick.
Yeah, that head kick's worked really well for Hill in this fight.
Oh,
big knee from Hill. Glover goes in for a takedown, pushes Hill up against the fence now. And this is where Glover needs him.
Look what Aljamain says. My anxiety right now, man. It's true. Jesus, Glover, man. It's not over till it's over for this guy.
Glover needs that takedown. He gets that takedown now. At this point in the fight, he can really get things happening, but he can't keep standing with Jamal Hill because he's getting beat up.
Yeah, Jamal Hill's striking is very good. Like, it was recent against Santos. Was it his last fight? I remember I liked it also, but tonight he's convincing me of he's an elite striker.
I'm really impressed with his takedown defense.
He's also, just throwing the bombs now.
But he's connecting. Like, most of the shots he's throwing, he's connecting. He's not just throwing wild shots. They're all very precise.
And he's able to get away from the shots. Like, his defense is pretty impressive as well. But you're right. Everything that he throws connects. And he waits for his punches at times. Like, he'll wait, then boom, he lands.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
he'll just, like, go
on
on
like
just
wild. Yeah.
His distance management, too. The range, staying within his range and out of Glover's range is really... Because that's not easy to do. To just know exactly where to be, to keep that zone away from your opponent where he can't hit you, but you can hit him. A lot of guys have a reach advantage, but not everybody knows how to use it.
No, you're absolutely right. But
big punches land from Glover.
But just like not even 30 seconds before, he looked like he was just about to collapse.
Yeah.
I mean, Glover is tired,
Jamal Hill is back, man. He took that punch well still.
Yeah. I think, Glover's having a hard time seeing out of that eye.
Jamal Hill, I think, with his elite level of striking, like whether it's in the gym or whatever, like he's used to that, like these types of fight, and he's used to being the guy that comes probably on top of these type of battles right now. His striking is really dominating right now. Unless maybe Glover hits a big one and it changes, but I don't see it happening.
Which he can do, man, because he's still there, man. He's still throwing some shots, but he's having a hard time seeing, that's for sure.
There's an accumulation of damage, right? Glover Teixeira is accumulating damage, but Jamal Hill is also accumulating damage. And you wonder, how much damage can Jamal Hill take? Because Glover Teixeira can get hit. Glover Teixeira can get hit by 10 trucks and not fall down.
Yeah, but right now, Jamal Hill is just like walking through him. Like, he's just...
Yeah, he's beating him up really bad.
This is the 11 truck.
Jesus.
Jamal Hill's truck 11.
I think this is coming to an end, like, very soon. Here it is, man. One more knee, big knee, I think it's going to be done.
I tell you, it's beautiful to look at him strike, man. It's...
Yeah, he just everything, Fred? Everything, like you said, that he throws is connecting.
And he's hitting it.
Big uppercut from Hill.
Here's the knee.
Hill is unloading on Glover Teixeira against the fence. Just
here's the knee.
Punch after punch.
At some point, we'll see.
Yeah,
the referee's probably going to stop it.
Around 30 seconds.
Oh my God!
Glover
those
is
uppercuts.
barely defending himself here, though.
He's just going to survive barely to get to the next round. But holy smokes, man!
The ref took a good look at it, but Glover is still there. Gets himself away from the fence.
It's interesting, this like Jamal Hill. He kind of reminds me in some weird way like of a John Jones, man. The way he was striking, the way those knees been flying. Oh, my God. Look at this. He's just
wow.
Right Jamal Hill just like...
Round 4 is over. We're going to go into the 5th and final round. Glover Teixeira just took a vicious beating again here in the 4th. Maybe even worse than the 3rd here. That was worse in the third round.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he got peppered. It was like he didn't stop. He just kept throwing and throwing and throwing. And when he didn't throw, he was in the clinch throwing the knees. When he wasn't in the clinch, he was throwing leg kicks. And then he would come back with a barrage of shots. I do not know how Glover survived that round. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how he survived.
He's solid steel.
Jesus, man. You know?
Wow, look at all that water from Jamal Hill on his head. It came out red.
Oh, my God.
Shit. What the hell was
water
that?
on his head, and it came out all red. Like, what the hell's happening?
That was like a horror movie right there, man.
Blood, I guess.
That was crazy, man. Have you ever seen anything like that? That was freaky, man.
That was disgusting.
I mean, I'd like to see that again. Oh, the ref is going to stop it again?
No, he's checking Glover if he can see.
All right.
And I think Glover can see. He's just beat up.
Yeah, Glover answered right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bad cut, but
cut is bad, but
you could still work with that cut.
He's going to let him fight.
Yeah, it's above the eye. It's nasty. You know, he can still see. He can still fight. But holy smokes, man.
He's going to need stitches. He'll be all right.
Damn, somebody's going to need a shower after this fight, Jamal. Head and shoulders, big time.
That's the first time I see that. Fucking blood
that was crazy.
That was nuts. Glover Teixeira, Jamal Hill, round 5. This fight has been insane. What a fight.
Well, you know what?
I think I'm reading that Jamal Hill set the record for strikes in a light heavyweight fight.
Wow.
Something like that. I mean, he's striking well, man. He's connecting.
He's looking great.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not going to overcommit in this round. I mean, he'll just, like, touch and go kind of thing. But Glover needs to take him down.
Glover going for the takedown.
We got something here.
Oh, my goodness. He got it. He got the takedown with 4.5 minutes left in the fight.
Come on, Glover. Pull it off.
Glover Teixeira in half guard. This is what he needs to do. This is crazy. He got him down.
Jamal, nice.
Come on, Glover. Pull it off, man.
How crazy would this be?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's going to tap him. Come on, Glover.
That would be sick. Glover passes into side control. Glover is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
But Jamal needs to roll out, man. Roll.
I don't know if he can. Glover's going to stay on him.
Like white on rice, man. Here it goes.
Glover inside control. Top side on Jamal Hill.
He's got that leg. You see how he's got that leg,
Got
Dave?
the leg. Yep. Throwing elbows to the head.
Oh, he's got the half.
Passes over into half guard. And now he's looking to secure up that arm triangle choke again. Trying to get to that like he did in the second round. Glover Teixeira on top of you is a nightmare.
Yeah. All Jamal has to do is try to survive this round, man, and he'll win the fight. But he needs to survive like a top Glover, man. That's crazy.
This is a problem now.
Oh, Glover passes full mount now on Jamal Hill.
Oof, not good, man. Not good.
3 minutes left in the fight.
He's gonna go try. He's gonna try to get a triangle
Jamal
here.
Fucking reversed it.
What?
Oh
no!
Hill
did he do that?
Gets on top
and takes top half, man. This is crazy, man. Talk about it. That's unbelievable, man.
Oh, Jamal Hill's
I'm
on
not even
top
sure
now.
how he did it, man.
That was a nice. Listen, man. That was
nice.
beautiful, man. Jamal Hill, man. Beautiful, like defense. Beautiful transition to get like the top half, and you know what?
That was huge. You know,
it's a tired Glover.
Like that was huge, because it not only got him out of a really tough spot, but that proved a lot.
Listen, man, if he can submit Glover, man, it would be crazy.
I mean, right now. Glover seems tired. I don't know if he'll get off his back. Like right now, Hill could probably stay here for 2 minutes.
That's exactly what he needs to do, Fred. He needs just
if you're Hill, man, you're happy here for 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
You don't want to change positions.
Look, he keeps putting the forearm into the throat, man, and just holding the pressure there. He's just it's gonna be like, unless he wants to get crazy and stand. But you're right, man. Just stay in this position, like
Do you think
bring down the time, and that's it.
Do you think he knows that he's ahead for sure?
Oh, 100%.
Nice. That was a nice. He just
wow.
got out of half guard. That was
Nice,
very
man.
nice.
Knee slice right through.
Passes
Oh,
into
he's going to
side
try to
control.
choke. He was trying to use a choke on him. Listen, the arm is there, man.
Oh, Hill controlling Glover now on top. Inside
That's crazy,
control.
Man.
Wow.
Be nice if you could pull off an arm bar here.
This I was not expecting here.
No. The arms are just perfect, man. For a nice arm bar. You got it. There you go.
Get back up. No problem.
Man. That Glover does not want this. Jamal doesn't care, man. You got a minute to go, man. Just coast to the win.
Back up to their feet with a minute to go.
Head kick coming.
Wow. This should be a Jamal Hill.
There's the head kick. I mean, it didn't do too much damage this time, but
looks like Jamal Hill decision, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Glover survived.
Glover survived, man. Even if he loses, man, he's still like a warrior, and he did Brazil proud, man.
Got about 20 seconds left here in the fight. And I've got Jamal Hill winning the first round,
15
the
seconds.
third round, the fourth round, and this fifth round here, too.
Yeah,
I've got Jamal Hill 4 rounds to 1, 49-46.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that Jamal has to worry about is the bottles that are going to be thrown at him.
Even the round we give Glover, Jamal Hill had the striking in that round. So
yeah,
I don't see how. If a judge gives it to Glover, man, that judge
How
needs
can you give it to Glover, dude? That's impossible. You couldn't do that. It's impossible, man.
And there we go. My parlay goes down in flames. 0 for 3 on the Team Dave parlay. That's really an all-time record. That never happens. That's truly a fantastic feat and an embarrassment for all.
AJ, man.
What are you going to do? Jamal Hill has just ended, I think, a championship performance.
Yep.
The fight is over. He's crying.
I think, honestly, Dave, I think at this point here, he might have ended Glover's career. I think Glover might retire after this. He fought in Brazil. He fought extremely well. You can't get more of a warrior than Glover Teixeira, who incredibly was able to go 5 rounds. I mean, there were rounds that 90% of these fighters would not have been able to handle, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's be honest. I mean, it's
awesome
crazy.
Fight.
But
awesome fight.
But a guy like Glover, at 43 years old, you know, there's been a lot of wear and tear on his body. He's been fighting for a long time, man. You know, his champion, you know, like, he's a legend in the sport. But how much can you take? After a fight like this, man, there's no way he can continue. There's no way. You know, you hang up the gloves here, and people will always respect that because he came and he threw it on the line, man. Like, look at this guy. And he's there smiling. How does that make sense? Most people would be dead when you think about it. Think about it.
Most humans.
Yeah. You know, but look at Glover. He's okay. He's just, like, chatting it up, man. Like, what a war, man. You know, this was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a fantastic fight there. Glover and Jamal Hill. I think Jamal Hill is going to walk away with the decision. Buffer says it's unanimous. 50-44.
Yep.
My God. All 3 judges scoring at 50-44, which means all 5 rounds for Jamal Hill, including one 10-8 round. Jamal Hill getting all the rounds. And is the new UFC light heavyweight champion. That was an impressive performance.
You just made your name.
Yeah. Yep, he made his name, man, and not only his name, man, he just broke records out of this win as well. The guy was phenomenal. He was able to survive like Glover on top of him, reverse it, which was pretty impressive. You know, he was able to get out of like Glover's like attempts at like singles and doubles without a problem at times. And you know, he threw everything on the line, but Glover is like a walking zombie, man. He's the Undertaker of the UFC. This guy was unbelievable. But I think his career is going to come to an end tonight. He's on his knees, man. And
Jamal Hill is crying. This is quite a moment for Jamal Hill. I mean,
he did it, man.
He's reached the top.
Man, he gives me a lot of hints of John Jones. That's the beautiful thing about this. How old is he again?
His use of range is a lot like John Jones. Like the way he's able to just stay in his range and out of his opponent's range.
Yeah.
John Jones is really good at that, and Jamal Hill does that really well too.
He does, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like if 31 years old, that's what he is. He has a lot of fight
every
left
one
in the
of
game.
his strikes count, man. He doesn't throw for nothing. When he throws, it's to land. And
12-1, man.
And I'm excited to see his next matchups. Not sure what's next for him, man, but let's have fun, man. Ankalaev, somebody, man. Let's.
Yeah. I'd like.
Who was
Ankalaev
just fought who? I have a blank. Oh
yeah,
it was Blachowicz.
Yeah. I think both those guys are interesting fights for Jamal Hill.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
That's unbelievable. What a great night, man, for the UFC.
I wonder what they do, because Yuri might be gone for a while. Do they do Magomed? Do they do Yan? I wonder what they do next with Jamal Hill.
Oh, my God.
But it'll be one of those guys, right? It'll either be Yuri or Yan, Blachowicz, or Magomed.
That straight left just, destroyed Glover's face. It was slow-mo.
And everybody's saying the same comments, man. Like, Jamal Hill is, amazing. Glover was unbelievable for taking, the beating that he did and kept going for 5 rounds. This was an amazing fight, man. This was crazy. I mean, if I had to compare it to anything in boxing, it'd be like Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward, man. Just a war.
I mean, Glover has given us some very good fights recently, man.
World champion Jamal Hill, man. Woo! We saw 2 champions, man. One from Mexico and the other from the United States. In Brazil.
Yeah, they did it. That's crazy. Shout out Jason Pete, watching us from Mexico.
Hey, congratulations, Jason. We talked about you before. Congratulations on your brown belt. You're a warrior, man. You never stop. If it's not jiu-jitsu, it's boxing, man. Moreno's bringing home the belt back to Mexico. And, keep going, dude. Congratulations on your belt.
Congratulations. Doug Hepburn says, how's the arena so empty? I think a lot of the arena looks totally empty right now.
Packed.
I think they left because Glover was taking a beating and they saw how it was going. So they're like, all right, let's get out of here. I think traffic in Rio is pretty bad.
But I'll tell you something. It's probably a good idea that they left because...
They're talking to Glover now.
Let's hear what Glover says.
I don't know. All right, now he's speaking in Portuguese. I don't understand what he's saying.
Well, he's saying I did everything right. He's a tough fella,
Yeah, I don't think
all that kind of stuff.
He took his gloves off.
I'm telling you, man.
I can see him retiring, right?
Dude, it only makes sense.
It would make sense.
This fight is like 5 fights in one, man. I mean, there's too much wear and tear on this guy. He doesn't have to prove anything anymore. He's, at 43 years, of age, man, he's made the money. He's made the name. He could go anywhere in the world, man, and make money from his career.
Yeah. He's had a great career. Legend of the sport, probably a future UFC Hall of Famer. So they're talking to Glover.
Yeah.
He's got his gloves.
Here we go.
He's retiring.
See, I knew
he's
it, man.
leaving his gloves in the cage. He's retiring.
Beautiful career,
sense,
man.
Yeah.
Beautiful career, man. Glover. I knew this was going to happen. Well deserved, but you know what? You can't continue with this type of
with
this type of
40,
pace, man.
What is he?
43.
43.
Yeah, he's 43 years old, man.
Yeah.
Look, people.
Yeah, at 43, he's been fighting for a long time. It makes sense to kind of.
And I like Jamal Hill. He gives a lot of respect to Glover, man. What's he saying? Look, Shogun.
What?
They're talking about something about Shogun. I couldn't. Congratulations.
Glover's now talking about Jamal Hill. He's got Jamal Hill with him and congratulating him on the fight. A speech is happening.
I think he's telling the crowd
in Portuguese.
To appreciate Jamal Hill or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't boo Jamal Hill and don't throw shit at him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Glover's like, hey, could you tell? I think Jamal Hill's like, could you tell them not to kill me on my way out of here?
He says he's going to walk out with him, which I think is cool. But it just goes to show you what a class act Glover is, man.
Yeah, that's
true
very
martial
nice.
artist, man. You know, no bullshit. Didn't mac with this guy. You know, he's just a true martial artist, man. And you're right, man. He came into the UFC at a later part of his life, but the accomplishments this guy's done is unbelievable. And you know, he's right, man. He needs to walk away. You can't keep fighting at this pace at 43, and you know, have a healthy, like, you know, retirement life. Look at Jamal Hill, man. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Glover.
Big moment for him. Big moment for Glover. I mean, retiring. You're in Brazil. You're fighting for the title. Doesn't really, you know, you're going out on top. Even though he lost, you know, he went out on top. And look at that, Royce Gracie.
Yeah.
Talking to him after the fight. You know, I mean,
legend after legend, man.
There's Glover Teixeira walking out and Royce Gracie congratulating him on his career and on the fight. I mean, that's, you know, doesn't get better than that in Brazil.
It's crazy, eh?
That's pretty cool.
There was a lot of legends in there, man. I saw Mario Sperry, Murilo Bustamante was there. I saw, like, everybody, man. All the old school guys.
Jamal Hill, new UFC light heavyweight champion. Guys, before we go, who do you want to see him fight next?
Magomed.
It's going to be a tough fight with Magomed, but it would be interesting to see who can pull it off.
What about Yuri, though? I mean, Yuri ideally, right?
Well, the striking game would be interesting.
For a while.
Yuri's going to be out for a long time. But, I mean, that fight, I think Yuri and Jamal Hill is going to be a cool fight when it happens. And I think that Jamal Hill against Magomed and Jamal Hill against Jan Blachowicz is good. But if it's between Blachowicz and Magomed, I would go with Magomed too. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you. But this guy's impressive, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
Holy smokes.
Really, really good performance from Jamal Hill. Like, he showed a next level to his game. You know? Like, this was the best version of Jamal Hill we've ever seen. He's been good, but
he's just getting better, man.
Yeah. To do that to Glover Teixeira, like, that's impressive.
Unbelievable.
So there you go. And that's UFC 283. Jamal Hill beats Glover Teixeira in the main event to become the new UFC light heavyweight champion. The former champion Yuri Prohaska injured. And Jamal's going to have some big fights coming up. And that was a big one right there, beating Glover in Brazil. What a performance. What an achievement. Brandon Moreno beats Davison Figueiredo after 3 rounds. A TKO victory after a cut from a punch. Makes the doctor stop the fight there after the 3rd. Gilbert Burns beats Neil Magny with an arm triangle choke submission in the 1st round. Jessica Andrade beats the hell out of Lauren Murphy for 3 rounds to win a decision. Johnny Walker over Paul Craig by TKO in the 1st round. Walker looking really impressive. He seems to have bounced back. He's having a bit of a career resurgence, right?
But he looked damn good tonight, man.
Like, Walker, what happened to him? He lost a couple of fights. He was looking really good.
Well, I think he lost to Jamal Hill.
He lost to Corey Anderson and Nikita Krylov. And then he beat Ryan Spann, but then he lost to Thiago Santos and Jamal Hill. And now he's beat Kutalaba and Paul Craig back-to-back. But he's only 30 years old, and he looked really sharp tonight. So I think Johnny Walker is an interesting fight. And maybe we'll see Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill again. Although that fight did not end well for Johnny Walker. Got knocked out in the 1st round. which just shows you the level of Jamal Hill. Like, man, Jamal Hill is a guy that a lot of people have been sleeping on. I think I've been sleeping on him too. You know, I've been he's kind of flown under the radar, right? And now all of a sudden he does this, and it's like, oh, he's a champion now. Look at that. It's out of nowhere too, because like last month on the pay-per-view, it was Magomed and Yan fighting for the belt, and then after the fight, it was a draw. Dana White's like, yeah, it's Jamal Hill and Glover fighting for the belt. It's like, oh, Jamal Hill's the #1 contender. He's fighting for the belt, and now all of a sudden he's a champion.
And
it's impressive.
And that's the thing. When the fight was announced, not too many people gave him respect, you know. And when you see a performance like he did tonight against a guy like Glover, you're like, yeah, how did you not see this guy? He was under the radar. Not anymore, man. This guy is up there. Like I said, every time, every round, man, he just reminded me a bit of John Jones. Everything was John Jones at 31 years old, man. It would have been interesting to see this guy, like, obviously evolve and fight a guy like Jones, but who knows, man? Anything's possible in the future.
Lior says that he should fight Anthony Smith, who he was supposed to fight here instead. He was supposed to fight Anthony Smith, but instead he got the title fight. If that fight made sense before, why doesn't it make sense now?
Well, now he's champion, right? So it's going to be a different game. So, like, you have to look at who is in line to have been champions was, like, Magomed that we saw and Yeri. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be one of those two guys that are going to be fighting Jamal Hill next. Unfortunately, Anthony Smith is, like, going to be put on the back burner. He'll fight, like, whoever doesn't fight, like, Jamal Hill next. There's no doubt about it. But he has to beat whoever he fights next to meet Jamal Hill. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. I don't know about Anthony Smith. I could see Magomed or Yan getting the shot instead. But Dana White seems so pissed at those guys after their last fight. I could see the UFC giving it to Anthony Smith just to be like, yeah, well, they were supposed to fight anyways, and forget you, Magomed, and forget you. Yeah, like they're not going to reward them with a title fight now.
But you know what? Who's the bigger name out of all three? Let's be honest. Magomed, right? So that's what's going to be, no matter what. And to be honest, I kind of found that fight like unfair for Magomed because I thought he won it.
The bigger name?
I believe so, and he should have won that fight. There was no reason for it to go to a draw. Magomed won that fight. Everybody was
Magomed
on the page that he won.
The only reason he won't
was that
the only reason he wouldn't get it is if Dana's a petty guy, and Dana is a petty guy. So, because Magomed won that fight against Blachowicz to most people's mind. Now you could say the fight was boring if you want. That's what Dana's opinion is.
I've seen,
but
I did.
Me neither. But
no,
I'm just
I don't
saying
understand.
In Dana's head, like Magomed didn't do enough. So, but clearly Magomed was better than Blachowicz, and Magomed should be the #1 contender. Unless
I agree
Dana
with you,
is
Freddie. I don't understand where Dana White saw that this was a boring fight. Maybe he was already building up to his slap fight that he did for New Year's. There was something going on because everybody else thought it was a good fight and that Magomed won. So it was just surprising to hear that from Dana and for him to take the actions that he did. Maybe he has a beef with someone from his camp. You never know. But to the UFC audience, it was very clear that Magomed won.
Yeah, I thought so, but, we'll see what the UFC does. I don't think it's clear who is next for Jamal Hill at this point.
Whoever it is, man.
And I'd be interested to know, like you say that Magomed's a bigger star than Anthony Smith, right?
Well, you know what? Right now, yes.
Whose pay-per-view main event sold more? Magomed and Yan Blachowicz or Anthony Smith and John Jones?
Well,
yeah, that's not
absolutely.
Fair.
That's like anything with John Jones is there, right?
That's not fair.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
But who would you rather see fight right now?
But the point isn't, Fred, that Anthony Smith was on a card with John Jones, so it sold more pay-per-views. The point is that it sold more pay-per-views because Anthony Smith fought John Jones, so more people saw Anthony Smith fight than saw Magomed and Yan because those guys haven't fought John Jones. You see what I'm saying? You become a star based on who you fight.
True.
And if you don't fight anybody, nobody knows your name. But because Anthony Smith once fought John Jones, maybe he's a more well-known fighter than Magomed Ankalaev or Jan Blachowicz, but I'm not really sure. Like, I haven't done the research as far as the numbers, like who has more followers or whatever, Magomed or Anthony Smith.
Look, Anthony Smith is a great fighter. There's no doubt about it. Like, exciting and whatnot. But I don't know if he has the capabilities to outstrike Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill is a machine gun, man. And the thing is that if you don't have a good striking defense, not most of these fighters that we were just talking about are able to handle a punishment like we saw, like Glover. Glover is able to handle a punishment like none of those other three guys can. That's for sure.
If anything, I think Magomed might have the best style to strike with Hill, because Magomed also he's not a wild guy. He's very cerebral in his approach. He doesn't throw for nothing. He's smart. So I think that he's probably the guy that would match up the best for that has the best chance of matching up against the striking of Hill.
And you're right, Freddie, because most of his fights end up going to decision. So everything that, in that fight too, he's a smart fighter. He doesn't let loose. He picks his shots, and you're right, man. That would be a great matchup. And, that's the fight I like to see. We'll see what Dana White says.
Breaking news, Magomed Ankalaev.
What?
Anthony Smith has over 100,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah?
Magomed Ankalaev has 8,000.
Yeah, because right now he wasn't.
Who's a bigger star, AJ? Anthony Smith or Magomed Ankalaev?
Well, who's been there longer? Let's think about it, too.
Anthony Smith.
Who's fought John Jones?
Anthony Smith.
There you go, man.
So who should get the title shot? Who's going to make more money for the UFC? Anthony Smith. Lior's right. I think he's right. I think Anthony Smith is a bigger star than Magomed Ankalaev, and he may sell more pay-per-views because he's more well-known. He's been in the company longer.
Yeah.
And he's got, 10 times the Twitter followers than Magomed Ankalaev, and probably 10 times the Instagram followers, and probably 10 times the amount of people that are willing to buy a pay-per-view.
And he's on ESPN, which also gives him visibility. So
exactly. He's one of the analysts on ESPN. I think it is Anthony Smith. Thank you, Lior. Lior's correct. Now that I think about it, I'm thinking about it from a sports perspective, like who is the rightful number one contender for this. I think it's probably either Magomed or Yan, because they just fought for the belt, but they fought to a draw, so their title opportunity gets taken away forever. That doesn't seem fair. Maybe momentarily while Glover and Jamal Hill do the thing. Jamal Hill becomes champion. You would think Jamal Hill would fight Magomed or Yan, while Yuri, the real champion, is out with an injury.
Look,
but instead, here's Anthony Smith, who was supposed to fight Jamal Hill, who's probably a bigger star and will sell more pay-per-views against Jamal Hill, because Jamal Hill is kind of unknown. He's a new champion. You need somebody who's going to help with the buys on this pay-per-view. And I think that Anthony Smith probably helps more than a Magomed or even a Jan Blachowicz. Blachowicz is a former champion. Where's he at in the online? What did I say for Anthony Smith? About 100,000? Oh, Yan has more. See, Yan has 176,000. Yan was champion.
Yeah,
maybe you go with Jan Blachowicz.
Could be.
Maybe you just go with Yan.
But if you look at realistically, Anthony Smith lost to Magomed, so that already takes out the bubble out of that. And I'm going to tell you something.
But Anthony Smith hasn't fought Jamal Hill yet. He lost to Magomed, but Magomed's not in the picture here.
But the thing is that maybe they're going to have a rematch with Magomed to see who won that fight. And maybe whoever wins out of the rematch is going to fight Jamal Hill. I don't think Anthony Smith is fighting this year against Jamal Hill. I'm telling you. It's not happening.
I think it could be Anthony Smith.
I think
it could be Jan Blachowicz.
It's going to be either.
But I think we all would prefer it to be Magomed, but I don't think it's going to be Magomed.
But you know what? If they have a rematch between Jan and Magomed, which is going to happen at some point this year, whoever wins that will fight Jamal Hill.
We'll see.
At the end of the year, man.
No, they're not. You think they're going to rematch Yan and Magomed?
They have to.
What are you, crazy?
They have to.
They're never going to do that fight again.
Of course they will.
Dana White hated that fight.
Dana White is the only person out there that hated it. Everybody else liked it, and everybody else agreed that Magomed won. So there's a problem here, and it has to be solved. And it's not Anthony Smith, man.
Did everybody agree that Magomed won? Because I agree, but I don't know if that was a consensus among everybody.
It was it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was like
Blachowicz, he's at the end would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, he won," because the crowd also. I think most people had Magomed winning that.
Yeah. Well, good. I did. I didn't know. I didn't check the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know what everybody else was saying.
No, and that's why everybody was surprised that Dana White reacted the way he did, and I couldn't figure it out. Not everyone could figure it out. It was just a weird situation.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have went that way. You can't have a match for a championship belt and to be decided as a draw and a weird way, the way it ended. No, that's not the way it is. We've seen that in boxing, and people get angry. We saw that with Triple G and these other fights, with Canelo and all that kind of stuff that goes to a draw, and you're like, what the fuck? You can't have a draw in a championship fight, unless it's really a draw that both fighters hit the canvas and they're both knocked out. Other than that, man, there's got to be a clear winner, and that clear winner of that night was Magomed.
I think so.
So
clear winner tonight, not in question, right?
No,
Jamal Hill.
Jamal Hill, man.
Jamal Hill is the champion, UFC light heavyweight champion, and that's good because. That last fight.
I like to hear John Jones what he said about this fight.
I think he said it was a great fight.
Yeah, go check, man.
He seemed.
I mean, this kid has a lot of John Jones qualities, man. What's Bones?
John Jones says, "Congratulations, Hill."
That's it.
Yep. He says, "We got ourselves a fight, ladies and gentlemen." I think that was during the fight. He tweeted that, and then he wrote, "Congratulations, Hill." And those are the tweets from John Jones, who's about to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world on March 5th, which is very exciting because John Jones is going to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world against Cyril Gane in just over a month at UFC 285. UFC 284 is coming up in 3 weeks. 3 weeks away from UFC 284 in Australia. It's another pay-per-view, and we will be doing the watch-along for that right here on the Ringside Report Network. We do watch-alongs for every single UFC pay-per-view, and we're also doing post-shows for every WWE and AEW pay-per-view. We got the Royal Rumble coming up next Saturday night. We'll be on right after the Rumble to review and recap all the action. We're here every Thursday night with Ringside Report MMA. We'll be back here on Thursday at 8 p.m. And I want to give a shout out, of course, to the members: Leor, Jason Pete, Patrick C. Hamilton, Doug Hepburn, Tony Mack, all the members of the team over at Join.Ringside Report that I saw here tonight. Join.Ringside Report or donate.ringsidereport.net. Join.ringsidereport.net, right? Is it join.ringsidereport.net? Or join? What am I saying? What have I been saying? Join.ringsidereport.
Just go to www.ringsidereport.net and it's easy. Easy breezy.
Yeah, it's join.ringsidereport.net.
Forget it. Just go to ringsidereport.net and then find it there.
Right? Join.ringsidereport.net or donate.ringsidereport.net. Thank you for all the supporters. And of course, Patrick C. Hamilton, who's the Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you, Patrick, for supporting out in Saskatchewan. And I am definitely happy that that you kept your wallet in your pocket for this one, because we were not able to hit any of our parlays tonight, which is rare. Nobody hit one tonight, which is surprising.
I would have won if I didn't listen to Dave Simon on Thursday. Doug said it himself. Was it Doug or Pat? Who said that?
Well, that's the lesson we learned for UFC 283. Don't listen to Dave for UFC 283 because his picks were awful.
Listen, man, all of my picks came in except for Shogun, and I was hesitant on Thursday to throw him in. I'm like, but you pressured me into it, and I went with it. But if I didn't, I would have hit a clean parlay, man. The payout was like,
all right. But you
listen,
didn't.
man, I still hit every one of them, man. 4 out of 5.
But you didn't.
4 out of 5.
Thank you to Patrick C. Hamilton. Again, you're the Super Chat leader. Thanks to Doug Hepburn as well, supporting the channel tonight. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, leave a comment, do all the things. And we will see you again Thursday night at 8 p.m. right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Please join in and give your support to Ringside Report Network. We've been providing expert coverage and commentary on both pro wrestling and MMA for over 15 years. Go to ringsidereport.net/support to find out more ways to support the channel.